Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 11 of the No Nonsense Sports Podcast. I'm here with always Trenton Springs and Johnny Adgers. We're introducing friends of ours, Tyson Pierre and Cobi King. We got a Chargers and a Raiders fan, so obviously this week we're going over to AFC West, the best division of football. We had to bring on two this time. We wanted an actual debate and a heated discussion about the best division in football. Say what's up, everybody.
Going on, guys?
Oh,
Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, appreciate y'all for having me on.
It's about to
Thanks
be
for
good.
coming on, y'all. Yeah, it's gonna be a good episode for sure. Before we dive into the AFC West, though, we're gonna talk about the NBA and who y'all think which team had the best offseason so far. Go ahead and start us off, Tyson.
Okay, so I honestly give it to the Celtics. I think people are sleeping on Malcolm Brogdon. Like the thing that basically was their downfall in the finals was not having a point guard. I know a lot of people love Marcus Smart. I'm not the biggest fan, but he was not the answer that they needed. They needed somebody to slow the tempo down, get him into the sets, and he just couldn't do that. Yeah, he's a good defensive player, but Brogdon could be the same thing on the defensive end, but he get them into their sets. And he's a better shooter. And he shoots free throws. The one year he was a 50, 40, 90 player. Malcolm Brogdon to the Celtics was a big pickup for them.
So I agree with you 100%. That was my best team too. I think that was the best move this offseason, so I'm gonna give it to that team. Disagree with you a little bit though. Malcolm Brogdon's a good defensive player. He's not a DPOY. Not a
he's
defensive
straps though.
player.
Come
he's
on.
a great
But
defensive
but
player.
not
You're
defensive
tripping.
He could
player.
guard
of the-
1 through 4.
He is not defensive player of the year. What I will say is the Celtics have already came out and said Malcolm Brogdon is being looked at as a sixth man. Will that last all season? Probably not. But Marcus Smart did one thing well, and I felt the whole playoffs was actually slowing the game down. You could tell when he was out, when Tatum and Jaylen Brown were bringing the ball up, there's a lot of turnovers, a lot of quick shots, no actual ball movement. I felt like with Marcus Smart on the court, it was a slower tempo when it needed to be. But I do have a problem with him always wanting to take late game shots. And I think in that late game situation, take him out, bring in a better offensive player. That way you're not getting Tatum doubled in turnovers. Jaylen Brown gets better looks. But again, I love the Celtics move. That was my best offseason. I don't know how you can sit here and say he can do the same thing defensively as the defensive player of the year last year.
Just about. I mean, yeah, he got the award, but do you honestly think he deserved it?
Yes.
You do.
Yes.
No,
So I don't
I
even
mean-
think he's a better defender than Drew Holiday.
he's not. He's not
For
a better.
sure.
I mean, Ben Simmons didn't play. He's a better guard defender. Lonzo Ball's probably a better guard defender.
Mikal Bridges.
I think it was given to him because of the second half season success that they had.
I agree to that.
So it's hard
Because their defense turned around, but it wasn't just him that made that happen.
No, it wasn't.
Brogdon
That
is a
that's
great
when
defender.
Rob Will came into the scene too, when he blew up that second half of the season.
Yes.
So I'm not giving it all to Marcus Smart, but what I will say is the defensive stats in general are hard to follow, right? Because you have blocks, steals, and after that it's all analytics, and it's just percentages and how often you do this and how often people score on you while you're guarding them. And his numbers were crazy. His switchability was like 98%. It was higher than anybody else in the league. So he switched onto everybody, and he still held those opponents at the lowest field goal percentage through the whole year, which means he's switching onto centers and holding them sub 50, even though they're shooting layups. And for a guard to be able to switch to bigs the way he did last season, it needed respected. And I think they were just trying to move away from bigs. So if you were going to give it to a guard, you give it to Marcus Smart. That's why I think he should have won it. I didn't want to see Rudy win it again. I'm tired of him winning it.
Right.
He's just a liability in the perimeter, where Marcus Smart proved he could do it in the perimeter and when he gets switched on to bigs in the paint last year.
Yeah, I get that. I do.
What'd you think, Trent, off-season wise? Who do you think had the best move?
Well, see, I figured a lot of you guys were going to say Boston because that's probably the biggest move we've
Mhm.
seen so far. But not necessarily a contender, but I love the moves they made. Definitely some traction in the right direction, and that's the Trailblazers. Other than overpaying Simons, I love the trade for Grant. They signed Gary Payton, that was big. So they got additions to both sides of the floor. And then they drafted Shaden Sharp with the 7th pick. He's a dog, and with Dame coming back healthy, I think they're going to be going in the right direction. Not saying they're going to be a top seed, but they're going to be someone to watch out for in the West.
Are they pushing playoffs? That 7th, 8th seed? Are they
I see them making the playoffs.
Are they good?
I think so.
Oh, you think they're
I
good
think-
to beat
I
out
think-
like teams like
I
the
think
Pelicans and
Dame-
the Timberwolves? Because they're like the floating teams right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be tough because the Pelicans are definitely making some moves too. But I just think Dame's going to come back with a lot to prove because a lot of people were talking down on his name.
Okay, but
I
do you
mean,
think
what more do you got to prove? Yeah, I mean,
he does have a lot
he just got the fucking bag. So
and he hasn't done
he's
anything
fine.
since winning what Rookie of the Year.
not a thing.
And
But, I
he's
mean,
not going to with Jeremy Grant and Simons.
yeah,
Right.
it's not that. That's what I'm saying. I don't.
When you
you're
when you
saying
get a
push
bag like that,
playoffs.
you don't got to prove a fucking thing. You're set for life.
He don't got to prove nothing anyway. He never
Facts.
had the roster around him that a lot of other players have had. But I'm back on this.
I mean, you
think
can't.
a seventh, eighth?
He's had a good roster when they had Batum, Aldridge. Like they weren't bad. They were put. That's when they made
Yeah.
like semifinals.
The Western
Right, but-
Conference Finals, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
But then you look at the rest of the West, and it's just I feel like even
Well,
that
now-
run was
you're looking at the
crazy.
rest of the West now. Back then, it wasn't as loaded as it is
They,
now.
But they lost to Golden State, right?
Yeah, they got like swept.
Yeah, they got smacked by Golden State because again, and y'all can hit the rest of the West, but Golden State's all you need in the West. Like they are
Well,
the best
then
dynasty
say Golden,
we've ever
say
ever
Golden
seen.
State. Don't say the rest
No,
of the West.
okay,
it
so
was Golden
back
State.
then it wasn't the rest; it was Golden State. I'm talking about right now. They're not competing. Like even with the move strength, I don't think they compete. They're not sniffing playoffs. They
No,
might get
no.
they might get a play-in game, but
I-
nah, yeah, I don't.
The
see
West
them
is
play.
fucking loaded. Yeah,
I don't
Yeah,
hate
it's
the moves they made,
ridiculous.
so I get that. I just don't think they sniff the playoffs.
Well, I
But
think they trended a lot better this offseason.
when you look at what they had last year to what they have this year, they're definitely moving in the right direction.
I just didn't like the Simons thing. I feel like he's the most overpaid player in the NBA now.
Over Brunson.
Who?
What is it? Anthony Simons?
Yeah,
Oh,
Anthony
yeah.
Simons, but I like
Yeah.
him. I like
I like him too. This man got a crazy bag.
Yeah.
Gobert got like 200 million. I think
But
can't even say
Gobert
that
has done more. Gobert is a defensive player of the year. I mean, I don't even
like
think
that.
He's in
he
the
can win a.
conversation every year.
I don't think he can win an award really, unless he gets like
Yeah.
most improved.
Previous podcast, you guys didn't like that trade too much, did you?
Which trade?
What's that?
I missed that.
Gobert. You talking about Gobert?
Oh my God.
Oh
no.
no, I love the trade. I just in the long run, come playoffs, it's going to hurt them. What hurt them this year was the depth.
Talking about Minnesota?
You saw like
Mhm.
late in the game, whenever Memphis is making those
yeah,
runs on
for
them,
sure,
it's
for
a
sure.
depth, and you just traded all that depth away.
Yeah, you traded away the heart and soul of your team and Patrick Beverly. Like, he
So
was
definitely
literally
they
the
think
one
their
betting a
time's
lot of
now,
people to get
right?
him going.
I'm-
You'd have to think.
No,
Like-
because I feel like
when you
that's
give up-
that's a solid core.
When you give up 5 years of first
Yeah,
round
see,
picks, you
the
have
difference-
it's now's your time. You have no more
Yeah.
trading value. You're not getting any more draft cap. You have no draft capital. You're not getting
I
players. You're not
believe
getting
I said it.
vets.
And-
Like
and no,
there's
no.
nothing you can do. This is the
You'll
roster
see
you
them.
have.
You'll see them win a lot of games in the regular season. Then when it comes playoff time, whenever legs aren't had anymore, you're fucking through 82 games. That's when you'll see maybe we should have kept our youth a little bit.
You don't think the NBA is going in a direction that players want to win?
I mean, I feel like it's always been in.
Yeah,
That's always
everybody
been the
wants to win.
goal.
You talking about
I
win
think-
now? Kind of like what the
Yeah,
Rams did
like-
football wise, like it's a win now thing. So I would agree, but I don't think this puts them there. I don't think Rudy Gobert makes that team. That team still, to me, doesn't complete with the healthy Clippers. The Nuggets, when they get Murray and MPJ back, they don't compete with them. They don't compete with the Warriors. Like I said it when they made the trade. They might beat Memphis now, maybe. We don't know
Yeah,
if they- we
I
don't
honestly
know.
like it because Cat at the 4 is scary.
Yeah.
It
I feel
is
like he could
scary.
play
Rudy
his game.
Gobert
See, the only issue is
left.
when these
who's
guys
coming
come
off
off
the
the
bench?
floor. Yeah, when they, God forbid, someone gets hurt.
When
That is
they
facts.
they play the Warriors and Jordan Poole, Kuminga, Moody, Wiseman, all them are out there. Who the hell's guarding anybody? They're
For
gonna
sure.
get outscored 40-3 by bench points.
I mean,
It's gonna be
it's going to be the same shit that happened this year. You're up 20 points. You bring the bench in, and now you're down 5.
Yeah,
going into the
momentum
4th.
gone. Yeah, true.
Oh, it is.
But Cat at the 4 is gonna be a scary
Yeah,
trade.
yeah.
He-
Yeah.
and it-
They're gonna
be
be
big
fun to
as hell.
watch.
yeah, and like I said, it's gonna
They're
take a
gonna
lot of
bring
that
a
pressure.
big-
It's gonna take a
Way
lot of
more
that pressure
than
off
they
them.
did.
Yeah, but it's the Rudy special, like Johnny said. I do think they end up finishing the top 4 seed. I think they win a lot of games because Rudy plays that defense all year, where a lot of teams don't care about defense till playoffs, and he plays it all year. So they're gonna win a lot of games,
That's all he cares
and
about.
that might get him through the first round. I mean, maybe.
I mean, it
Yeah, I
pays to
don't
be the
know.
top seed.
Yeah, the West is something else. Who knows?
They over there make noise. People see that. People might want to go to Timberwolves.
No, they're not.
Stop it. That's not a destination.
Minnesota?
That's fucking 10 feet of snow sometimes.
Yeah, nobody wants to go to Minnesota.
No, sir.
That's why they got Gobert.
That's
Speaking
facts.
of that trade,
Gobert.
want to hear your guys' thoughts on it. Do you think that kind of fucked the trade market up? You think that's why Brooklyn can't offload KD?
In what
Can't-
way?
Like that's why for instance, Brooklyn not being able to offload KD. When you see Rudy going for 5 firsts and the players they got, like what does KD go for? Your entire team?
Not
Yeah, the whole team.
necessarily.
I think so.
I think if you're thinking rebuild, that's your goal, then you can offer them so many picks. I mean, you got to look about like what they did with the Thunder. The Thunder got how many first round picks in the next couple years and this past year when they traded off Paul George, they traded off Westbrook because they knew they weren't going to win with that team. So they were direction wise, they were thinking rebuild.
Right.
So honestly,
when did Brooklyn ever say anything about rebuild?
Yeah, the Jazz were rebuilding, so they were okay with getting
Yeah,
5
I
picks.
don't think the Nets are a rebuild
No,
mode.
they're not. They just got Ben Simmons, and Kyrie already said he's
you don't-
staying
you don't-
regardless.
Yeah, you don't bring.
but
in
I feel
Ben
like
Simmons.
their asking price is too high for Kevin Durant.
Because
They
Rudy
turned
Gobert
down
was
that one
on
deal
pick
from the
of
Celtics.
5 first-round picks. That's what I'm saying. When you see Rudy go for all that, I mean, KD's a top 5 player in the game. You gotta give more than Rudy.
Yeah,
Which
I
means
mean
you're giving
that's
them more than
probably
5
why they
picks
felt comfortable asking the
for
Celtics for
everything.
Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, and
For
CJ.
everybody but Tatum, just give us your
Yeah.
whole
Yeah,
squad.
give your team,
Yeah.
keep Tatum. We want your depth, 2 starters, and picks.
But I
And
feel
your
like they
picks
have
for
some
this year.
leverage because they know he's gonna want to leave. Like he doesn't want to be there at all.
You
He
talking about
has
the teams,
zero
the team's
leverage.
trading? The team's trading for KD have leverage saying we're not going to give you
right.
as much because he's not
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
play
yeah.
any. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
that. I get that.
Yep.
Kind of like the Baker thing. Like, yo, look, we'll give you a 5th for Baker because he's not going to play for you anyway.
Right.
At least you're getting
Regardless, so
some type
you're
of
getting something.
compensation.
Facts.
Was
I mean,
that
who
your-
knows
was that
what's
your
gonna
offseason
happen with
move,
that.
Kobe? Was that yours?
What?
Was that yours, the Rudy Gobert? Sorry. Wife
I was
keeps
going to
calling.
mention that. I think that was a big one just because I remember you guys talking about that previously. I think the Timberwolves are going to make noise this year that people don't think. I think it's a solid core, and I think that Rudy Gobert brings a sense of a lot more defense. Like you said, Cat at the 4 and block. What did he lead the block? What did he lead the NBA in blocks? How many years? 1 or 2?
Gobert.
Yeah.
Cat?
No,
Cat
yeah.
never-
I mean,
Yeah.
he's in the conversation every year.
Yeah,
So
I know he's
Yeah.
I think that's gonna whether they make runs in the what, you know what I'm saying? That's another story.
I mean, I'm big on Anthony Edwards anyway. That man,
Who's their
he's
point
different.
now? Because they got rid of Beverly. Who's their point?
D'Angelo.
D'Angelo.
Russell.
Oh, get him out, bro. That
I mean, bro,
that man's-
he
we're not-
hasn't been the
that's
same
a
D-Lo,
he's a
though.
sellout.
Solid.
He's a sellout.
But I think it's a good point for like who they
Fit.
have
It's a
right
good
now.
fit.
Yeah.
He'll
No,
make it work.
But
He'll make it work.
I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I think Patrick Beverly is kind of what you wanted, a guy that can get the ball moving, a defensive point guard, because you have Anthony Edwards and Cat who demand the ball. Now you got
But-
D'Lo who doesn't like.
That
I don't know.
inside presence, bro.
But I
But
feel
they-
like you more of a playmaker to create for them, and I don't think Patrick Beverly does that.
But I don't
That's
think D'Lo.
that's
does.
exactly what I'm thinking. Cause like Patrick Beverly's not getting them into their sets. That's one less shooter on the court. So that's just a whole bunch of bricks on the court.
You're right. So I
You
guess
need
Yeah,
D'Angelo Russell.
and at times someone gets hot, they can demand a double team. You can't do that with D'Angelo Russell. You can with Patrick
Sure.
Beverly on the floor. We'll let that motherfucker shoot all day.
fair.
all day.
Fair.
Don't forget how D'Angelo did on the Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then
Oh,
okay.
that's
So
crazy.
what was that? A year? Was he there for a year?
He had
Brooklyn?
one good year. in
Let's,
his
let's
whole
talk about
career.
let's talk what he did in LA.
He was a dog, boy. No,
Motherfuckers.
I think he'll get the job done. He meshes okay. I think they make noise, man.
I don't know. What do you think, John? Who had the best offseason move?
Yeah, I was
Team has the
with
best offseason.
I was fully with the fucking Celtics picking up Brogdon, but I didn't want to say the same thing as Tyson, so I was gonna go with Gobert.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're going to look good in the regular season, but come playoff time,
So-
they
so who
just
you
don't
taking?
have the depth.
Celtics or Timberwolves next year.
The
For what?
Celtics. The Celtics.
Who's the
So
better
who do you
team?
think? Who do you think does better?
Celtics.
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 The West is fucking loaded.
Celtics.
You put the Timberwolves in the East, then that's a conversation we could have. But
Facts.
nah, the West is loaded.
The Hawks made some decent moves.
That was gonna be like my next
The
saying
Hawks
right
are
there.
good.
Murray, I do like that.
I'm not becoming a fan of him though. He's
What's up
out
with
here
him,
acting
man?
crazy.
He's been real
in
disrespectful, bro.
He's acting crazy.
What is he
Pro-Am.
doing? Over here playing like 9 to 5 guys over here beating them in the head with the ball and whatnot.
Yeah,
Like,
he's acting crazy. I don't know.
I liked him before. I mean, it's not like I don't.
I
Like
did too. I just lost a little
him.
respect.
Bro,
Man.
he's really just showing that he was never meant to be a Spur. And I'm willing to bet that's why the Spurs got rid of him. He's just so immature.
Yeah, you know
Like,
he's
we get it. You're better than these guys. You don't have to embarrass them. Like,
right.
you're a dog. And what he did with Paolo, there's ongoing, like, beef with them. Like, they actually
Yeah, I thought that they were joking at first.
That shit's crazy. He don't like the way Paolo came into the league and thought he was better than everybody.
Yeah, Paolo straight.
He said, don't.
Yeah,
He said,
but
he said,
he
remember
told
back when
Paolo
you used to
to
rebound
be
for
humble. Yeah,
Yeah.
that I don't know.
Yeah, be
Didn't
humble and then beat the 9 to 5 and hit it with the ball. Like,
didn't he drop 40 or something?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, and keep some of the clips too, because he was getting
I-
like triple teamed and everything. So
I don't know.
Oh, he really was, bro.
yeah, so Paolo still got
And
it.
then at points, Murray wouldn't guard him. Like Paulo was checking him like every possession, and then like you said, they were throwing like triple teams at him. And
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, come on now. Paolo is 6'10", 250 pounds. We're talking about a 2 guard in the NBA. I mean, I don't want any parts of it.
Yeah, that's a big man too.
a touchdown on the offensive side.
Yeah,
But I know you guys saw the oop though. Trey
Yeah,
Young went
shit
through the
was
legs of the dude,
crazy.
threw it up to Murray, and then he bounced it off the
Off
backboard.
the backboard. Yeah, that was tough.
That was tough as hell.
To John Collins.
So if we
yeah, that
see
was
some,
tough.
if we see some stuff like that,
So
they're gonna be
what's
fun to
going on?
watch.
Say that,
What's
but I didn't
going on
wanna
with
fuck his name up.
the Knicks? Was it Brunson?
Tampering?
No, Brunson. What's his name? Randall
they
and
are.
someone else. Obi Toppin. Played in a pro-am game the other day and fucking lost by 13.
What?
And
Who'd they play?
The other team had no pros on the fucking team.
I seen that.
2 guys dropped 40 on them.
Sounds like some New York things.
Wait, I just watched the show and they called Jalen Brunson a star. He's gonna be a star guard in New York.
Bro,
I turned it off
I
right
gotta
then.
see what he does
NBA's
this
Christian
season.
Kirk. I'm
Sounds like
sorry.
some Skip Bayless type of saying.
The next
That
day,
shit was crazy.
New York, they just got the Pistons just got Alec Burke and everyone's know.
You said the Pistons?
Pistons?
are garbage.
Pistons been trying to make moves though.
Pistons
They're
is
from
gonna be
the
all right.
New York Knicks. Yeah, it just reminded me of that.
Pistons gonna be all right.
What?
I got faith.
And you got all right.
They'll be fun. They'll be fun to watch here and there,
Yeah,
but
they're gonna be fun. Like I'll turn on the
It's a
Pistons game.
change in uniform.
I'll turn on the game. I'm excited to see what Cade and Ivy do together. And didn't they just get Drummond's big ass?
No, the Bulls got Drummond.
The Bulls got Drummond.
That's big too.
I thought the Pistons
Bulls
got
gonna do
somebody big.
damage this
Am I
year. But
tripping?
don't get me started on that. That's
Who?
The Bulls, no, they're not.
They're gonna be tough. You're tripping.
what?
They're gonna be
Donna
tough
sleeps-
all the way to the playoffs, and then DeMar Frozen's gonna sell them.
Nah.
Can they be healthy? They didn't have Patrick Williams, Caruso, or Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, what's up with your man
You
Lonzo?
put a big man in there, regardless of Drummond's age. Mm-hmm.
Don't they got Vooch?
Yeah,
yeah, they got Vucevic. Yeah,
He
he a 20 and 10 guy.
acting like they
He's
need a
solid.
big. They got a decent one.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, but he's like a
Anyway.
stretch big.
He still grabbed 10 boards though. He's solid. Be a walking double.
Mm.
Get off this NBA though and get into the reason we're all here. Talk about the NFL. So, couple trades, couple guys asking for trades this week in the NFL. Kareem Hunt wants traded out of Cleveland. They came out and immediately, no, you're not going anywhere. You're staying. And then the interesting one to me was Roquan Smith trying to get out of Chicago. Said he's been asking for a contract since July of last year. Not only does he feel like he's getting the short end of the stick, they're trying to severely underpay him, but what they're trying to give him is going to screw up the linebacker market in general. Like he's the next man up, 2-time All-Pro linebacker, needs paid, and the Bears aren't trying to do it. If this is the motion, where would you want to see Roquan Smith go? And do you think he's worth top paid linebacker? That's what he wants. He wants to be the number 1 paid linebacker in the NFL. Do you guys think he's worth that? And if not, where does he go?
I mean, he's worth for middle linebacker. He's worth top 3 for sure. But yeah, I'm not saying he's the top paid linebacker. But me being a Ravens fan, I would love to have him there. I'm not a big Patrick Queen fan, but honestly, I don't see why Pittsburgh wouldn't be preferred destination. Why can't you afford him right now? You haven't paid Lamar yet. Yeah, what you
Because
haven't
he
paid.
demands if you do it, it's gonna be a sign and trade. You're gonna have to sign him, and Lamar's not getting paid.
Yeah, seeing what LA is doing right now, I don't see how that's
Fair enough.
impossible. So
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I think 2 people can get paid, but honestly, I don't see why Pittsburgh wouldn't be jumping all over this. In my opinion.
Tice, you said no. Why you say no?
Okay, so first off, he wants to be the highest paid linebacker and reset the market.
Mhm.
I get that 100%, but I don't think he's the guy that needs to do it. You got Fred Warner, you got Micah Parsons when that comes up. I don't think he's the guy to reset the market.
Well, Michael
Mike
Parsons is an
that's
edge
3
guy.
years, and Mike
Yeah,
is
and
in
Fred
3
didn't
years.
Fred
Yeah.
Warner just get paid?
Yeah, and Fred Warner just got paid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
that's
what was
another
his
3 or
contract?
4
So
years.
is Roquan getting paid more than Fred Warner in your
So
eyes?
here's my thing. Do I think
Here's-
Roquan is worth Fred Warner money? I think Fred Warner is the best middle linebacker in the game, so he should be paid higher. But do I think Kyler Murray is the second best quarterback in the NFL? No. But did he get paid like that? Yes, because if you can't get the best guy, you pay your guy to be that guy, right? Jalen Ramsey said it. He's like, these corners are screwing up. They're not getting paid more than me. How am I going to get more money if you're not getting more money? Next man up mentality. I want you to get paid. That way my next time up, I can get even more. So the Bears, they can't get Fred Warner. He just got paid. You're not going to get another linebacker like Roquan.
And who
Right.
else are the Bears paying?
Literally
That-
nobody. They're
yeah,
not paying anybody.
That
Right. That
roster
was
is
popular.
garbage.
Like the
So do
number
you,
of
do you
receivers
know
Darnell
he's
Mooney.
also representing himself? He has no agent. So you think that has something to play into it?
I think that 100% has something to play with it. I think they're trying to take advantage of him. And I think that's
Yeah.
why after he requested and made the press conference, their GM came out and said re-signing Roquan is our biggest priority going into the season. I think it's a huge part of it. I don't understand why he's not just letting it get handled for him, but
I just
Well,
think
he-
the Bears are in a position right now where they need to figure a lot of other things out. I don't think Roquan is the guy to build around, especially on your defense. I don't think he's that type of player.
I
But
think linebackers in general aren't the guys to build around anymore.
yeah, exactly.
That's how fast this league's getting. You're starting to see big safeties come down.
Yeah, they're
Hence
playing
what the
around the ball
Ravens
more.
just did with drafting Hamilton. He's just to come down playing that box. What'd you think, Trent? Johnny mentioned your Pittsburgh Steelers jumping at it. Would you want to do that?
I'd be happy to have him. But other than that, I just feel like not necessarily just them, but I feel like in today's sports, they're like normalizing demanding for a trade, which I'm not a fan of. I believe like when you sign that deal, contract, whatever, you need to honor that. So, I mean,
I agree
to
100%.
to any point, you deserve the money, but you'll get it if you don't get it there, you'll get it somewhere else. So, as far as the Kareem Hunt thing, I'm hoping they figure it out because I know one thing I love picking him in fantasy. I could see why he wants to be traded. I view him as a lead running back. I think Kobe, he was saying something earlier. I don't know if he disagrees, but Kareem Hunt's definitely a dog.
So my thing about the contract situation with Kareem
And I
Roquan
feel like,
to
and
me
that's
is
in both
different
sports,
because
NFL and
didn't Kareem
NBA.
just re-sign?
He was on a 2-year. He's on the second year of his 2-year deal.
Right. So the fact that you can't with Roquan is different though because he's going into his 5th-year option on his rookie deal.
Right.
Like you have to pay him now, and he sees it just like we see it.
Yeah, because if
Linebackers
he
are
goes
getting
into
the-
this year and gets hurt,
Yeah,
then
he's
they're
done.
gonna fuck him.
Yeah, because linebackers are again just not. It's like running backs; they're easily replaced. Like Cole Holcomb last year had 156 tackles. If you guys aren't Washington fans, you probably don't know who that is. But linebackers, you just have to be able to be around the ball and have IQ. That's all. It's just a position getting washed out. With Kareem, I think it's different. I think Cleveland could get more for him to get rid of him because when you remember what he did in Kansas City before
Oh my gosh,
the
yeah.
trouble he got in, the reason he's in the position he's in now. Look what he was doing in Kansas City. He's still that player. You see it in Cleveland last year before he got hurt. He was averaging 90 yards and a touchdown a game. Like
But I don't
that's-
think another team like takes that chance on him just because of his prior background.
As their
That's why the
premier
Browns
back,
is
I
like the
don't see it.
team that he's gonna have to stick with because
They signed
you see them getting.
So if this
You
is
know,
his second year, you
that
don't think
quarterback.
anybody picks him up in free agency?
That's what I was thinking about. In my opinion, he's going to be around another pretty good running back. And I was thinking the Giants, like pair him with Saquon.
Oh no, I think
That'd
he
be
goes
nice.
up to old Buffalo with Josh Allen and works that passing game. Buffalo needs a running back.
That'd be a
Their
good
number one
fit.
back right now is Devin Singletary. Let him go up there and chase a ring.
I thought they just drafted a running
Yeah,
back.
they just
did.
got
They got
a running
Dalvin
back.
Cook's brother. I don't want to botch. I think it's James Cook.
Yes.
I
James
hope
Cook.
I'm not. I wouldn't dog that. Yeah, but isn't he like? He's not a like a workhorse back. He's not gonna take 25, 30 carries a game, from what I'm hearing.
There's not many back. Who else is doing that?
But that's what
No-
I'm saying.
no backs are doing that anymore.
So putting, I mean, you got the exceptions, the Derrick Henrys, the Jonathan Taylors of the world, the Saquons. If he stays healthy, he'll be that guy getting 30 touches a game. But exactly, you don't need that. So put Kareem up there. I think that gives him a chance to win a ring, and he's happy. And
They have
Buffalo
two
needs
backs
a back.
who do it all backs. It's a committee up there. I don't see that happening.
Fair enough. What did you think about it all, Kobe?
As far as a Roquan Smith, I heard the Cowboys could be doing something, the Colts, and actually the Broncos. But tapping on what Trent said, as far as like the players on this whole demanding trade thing, I'm not a fan of it either. I think as far as like abiding by a contract and stuff like that, like you said, he's on his 5th year, optional stuff like that, but demanding, especially like you said, Tyson, having no agent, it kind of, in my eyes, comes off as like, I want what I want and I'm going to get it. You know what I'm saying? Like when you have an agent, you kind of have that person in your ear, you know what I'm saying? Giving you that reasonable, logical, but not saying he doesn't have that, but I think he kind of has that mentality in his head that's like, I need my money because this is what I think I deserve, period, point blank, end of story.
I've been listening. I like listening to podcasts with athletes, right? So come contract time, these guys are talking about like they're walking around the building, not like when they're cutting players and shit, they're just walking on eggshells. You don't know what's going to happen. You could be a fucking 8-year vet and the next day you could be getting cut. So in my opinion, they have every right to take what they deserve.
You guys want players to honor their contracts. How many times do you see a player get traded and not know?
And then they say it's a business.
Right.
Prime example, KJ Wright, Legion of Boom.
I'm not a fan of it, but
10 years. And he wanted to go back to Seattle on a fucking vet minimum, and they wouldn't take him.
So I'm saying it's a business when it suits the business, but when it's time for the players to get
first year top 100 player couldn't fucking sign anywhere except the Raiders. That shit's wild.
Yeah. With it being a business, it's always going to be a business. And when you understand that, I feel like you move the type of way. And that might be why he is moving the type of way that he is.
That's what I'm saying. You saying all that, but now you're saying he needs to honor his contract. Like, no, I don't. Because if Roquan Smith wasn't performing, we wouldn't be talking about anything.
But that's part of
they wouldn't be wanting to re-sign him.
Part of the game.
Well, and you got to think it's now or never. If he for whatever reason goes in and gets hurt, he will never sign a big time deal again ever.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I think he made 2 All-Pro teams. I think if you produce,
I think he's a very good linebacker. I always want to say I wish he would come over to the Raiders we don't got the cap for all that, but I would love to see him on the black and white. But
he comes to the Chargers. Our linebackers are weak.
You don't got no cap.
Hey,
y'all probably do got cap. Somehow y'all got.
We do. We
Chargers,
haven't paid Herbert yet.
Speaking of the Chargers and y'all being weak, did anybody else see Rashawn Slater throw Khalil Mack around like he was a ragdoll?
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
you didn't see that. Yeah, he bodied Khalil Mack. It was funny to watch. Talking about
he was doing that. He was doing that to Khalil, to Bosa. Yeah,
I saw Khalil Mack.
He was manhandling.
Oh, Aiden.
Yes,
bro,
love that shit.
That shit was crazy.
I saw
that. Talk about your Chargers. Let's go ahead and dive into this AFC West. Before we do that, though, do you think Rashawn Slater has a chance to become like one of the best tackles in the league?
100%.
Yeah, I saw. Who was it? He's on Fox Sports. White guy, bald hair. Gray hair. Colin Coward said Rashawn Slater is the best tackle in the NFL.
You said bald.
Yeah, he said bald hair. Yeah, I meant gray. Yeah, I meant gray hair. That's why I said hair in general. But yeah, he said Rashawn Slater is the best tackle in football.
No, he's not. I mean, Trent Williams.
Not yet. Trent Williams. Yeah.
Sorry, but yeah.
Yeah, you know, some of them guys just be talking like they not.
They got to give you.
That's like clickbait. Yeah,
I get it. But like I wanted to say, do you think he could have the possibility of becoming the best tackle, and not that he is the best tackle?
I do. Do that at the left tackle as a rookie. But go ahead, continue.
Yeah, talking about the AFC West. Let's go ahead and get your guys' predictions. Go ahead and start with you, Kobe. Go ahead and give me your AFC West worst to best.
Worst to best.
Worst to best.
Teams?
Yeah, teams. Who's worst to best in that?
Let's
Give me
see.
records and teams. I need to hear it.
Oh, records and teams.
Yeah.
The Broncos will lose our division.
Will.
They will lose our division and not. Whether this is my prediction, 9-8. I got them going 9-8. I got.
That's the worst team in your division, 9-8.
Worst team in my division. I
They have to beat each other. Yeah, that's what I don't think you're realizing here. They have to beat each other.
He has them getting swept. Has
He
to.
has the
Has to.
Broncos getting swept?
Has to. At 9-8.
Yeah, they're getting swept.
Told you.
So
Proceed.
six
Hold
of
on.
their
Let him
8
finish.
losses are coming in the division.
Say that
Go ahead,
again.
Kobe. They're getting swept in the division.
I got
Saying
the
6 of their
I got
8
the
L's are
Chiefs.
coming.
I got the Chiefs 10-7.
I'm now keep going. I'm all ears now. You got the Chiefs 10-7 at third in the division.
I got Chiefs 10-7, third in the division. Raiders 11-6, Chargers 12-5.
Okay.
Little
So,
different.
I want to go back to this Broncos taking last in your division. I'm just going to start there. You said they're going 9-8, and you had them getting swept in the division. So you think they go 9-2 outside of the AFC West?
When I said swept, I didn't mean the entire division. I meant by at least 1 or 2 teams.
Oh, okay.
In our division. Not every single.
That was my confusion. You said he has got to go.
Not every single team. I think I can give you. I think the Chargers are going to sweep the Broncos.
Mm-hmm. You guys are sweeping the Broncos because you're just.
And I think we're going to sweep the Broncos.
So the Broncos are going 1-5 in the division. So 5 of their 8 losses are coming from you guys.
Here's my thing with it is.
Let me say this. I'm gonna try to be. I've been listening to y'all's podcast, and I'm gonna be Johnny's favorite, and I want to be non-biased as possible.
You lost that.
I've been thinking about it, and I feel like just because of the predictions of what everyone thinks the Raiders are going to be losing our division, I just can't see it. I can see. I don't want to go back. The Broncos maybe catching 1 at Denver with us, definitely getting swept by the Chargers, 100% in my opinion. And I want to say I think that we could sweep them. We beat them both times. The last time we played them, Derek Carr is thrown over for 300 yards. We played very good games. I think if we come correct, we can sweep them both times.
I mean, that is without a Jerry Jeudy and Russell
Wilson. Yeah, I was gonna say they went from Drew Lock to Russell Wilson. Like,
yeah. See, in my opinion,
who played more, Teddy Bridgewater or Drew Lock last year?
Teddy got hurt, didn't he? Didn't the Broncos start out like 3?
Well, I think Lock got hurt at 1.2.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Teddy played the majority of their season. I think.
Okay, so you got a career backup.
I'm not saying that's like
or a Hall of Famer. Let's keep it a stack. Derek Carr is the only person in that division that's not a Hall of Famer. Justin Herbert's young, so we're gonna leave him out of the conversation.
Potential wise,
2 years. He got 2 years though. So when you look at the Mahomes, the Derek Carrs, the Russell Wilsons, Derek Carr has been in the league, and he's not. Like I don't think there's anything Derek Carr could do to go ahead and solidify, unless he throws for 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and wins the Super Bowl, and has the greatest NFL season a quarterback's ever had. That's what he needs to become a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's not there. So you want to go off the levels of quarterbacks win games. You guys just aren't there. But so you went Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers.
Correct.
Tyson, how'd you have it going?
All right. So I'm gonna start by their division records first. So I got the Broncos going 2-4 in the division.
Okay.
I got the Raiders and the Chiefs both going 3-3 in the division, and the Chargers 4-2.
Okay.
So with that being said, I got the Broncos last in the division at 9-8, just like Kobe. I got the Raiders sitting at 10-7. I have the Chiefs at 11-6 and Chargers 12-5.
My Chargers 12-5 sounding.
That's exactly what I have too.
Reoccurring. The Broncos at 9-8 is also reoccurring. You guys swapped the Chiefs and the
Raiders.
Chiefs and the Yes, Chiefs and
Raiders.
The
Chiefs and Raiders.
Chiefs and Raiders.
So and I also have, so the Raiders is going to be on the cusp of making the playoffs, depending on how the rest of the league turns out. But the 10-7,
10-7 in the AFC, that might do it.
yeah, it might. Do it.
Depending on our friends up here in the AFC North. That division's the only one that could possibly put in a team that can knock you guys out.
Yeah,
I think you
see-
guys put in 3, unless the AFC North goes crazy.
Yeah.
Can we agree that this is the hardest division to say who's going to be last in?
Yeah,
Broncos
like
could be
every-
one. Broncos could be one.
Yep,
that's
100%. Broncos could win this
I
division.
say that
at
with the
12 and 5.
confidence, but Russell Wilson's his numbers don't lie. He's always put up amazing numbers no matter where the Seahawks were in the division, but he's not the answer for the Broncos. He's not.
Bro, what? What do you mean?
The answer, and what do you mean by that? When I say the answer, what do you mean by the answer?
I mean, the Broncos were considered
The roster's there.
The Broncos were considered a quarterback away.
And he's
They
there.
signed a Hall of Famer. Who's not? I mean, he's not the Russell Wilson, Legion of Boom Russell Wilson, but
By
man-
far that.
this
By far
man-
that, in my opinion.
this man just it's not that far off either. He was hurt last year. Don't get it twisted. Russell
How
Wilson.
long was he with the Seahawks? And I'm not saying he's not an adaptable player, but how long was Russell with the Seahawks?
His whole career?
2012.
So
His whole
9
career,
years?
basically his
8
whole
years?
career.
His not
Yeah.
basically literally his entire career.
Yeah.
8-9 years.
I
But
mean, he's a
The
stat sheet
Seahawks
stuffer
longer
too.
than that. He was drafted like what?
2012.
12, I believe.
So
Johnny,
so
where?
yeah, 9 years. 9 years. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was like 11 or 12.
Now you gotta remember because he was like a second or third year player when they were going to Super Bowls.
That is true.
And now he's on the Broncos. For the
Yeah,
first.
he's on the Broncos
Who's
with
his number one? Who's his number one? You saying Jerry Judy?
Jerry Judy.
Courtland
You are
Sutton.
tripping. He
God-
might have the
No,
best
I'm not-
footwork
I'm not
in
listening.
football.
Don't take my facial expression for an answer. Jerry Judy hurt last year,
Well,
banged
you
up.
said it. You said it disrespectful.
Courtland Sutton.
How many? Jerry Judy played 10 games last year out of 17.
Okay.
You think
Still
he
banged up.
banged up?
Oh, so we're going off injuries. How many games Darren Waller played last year?
No, 100%. But what did how's
Josh
Jerry
Jacobs.
Judy's career here? Has Jerry Judy been a standout?
That was his second year.
Okay,
I'm pretty
so
sure his rookie year he put up good numbers.
top 10.
I'm taking him over Hunter Renfro any day.
Well, that's their Trent. That's not even. That's one's a slot guy. One's
You're
a
talking
projected
about
number
our
one.
third. You're talking. Come on now.
Well, he's
He's
your
your number
We
two.
can capitalize on Hunter Renfrow.
now.
He's your
now.
number two.
I have a quick question though, as far as like that. What would you guys consider a slot receiver in the NFL?
Hunter Renfro, Cooper Cup,
Like
guys who line up in the slot.
But like,
You have your X receiver, you have your wide receiver, you have
a lot of the receivers line up in the slot.
slot.
bro.
no, but you have guys who predominantly line up in the slot. Like, don't get it twisted. You'll see
It's
Keenan
your
Allen
number
go-
one guy. Like,
You'll see Keenan Allen
who's
go into the
getting
slot
the
every
majority
now
of the
and then.
targets.
But when you look at a slot receiver, you're looking for guys that play the middle of the field rather than beat outside.
That's what I've always predominantly.
I mean,
I mean, it's what it is.
it somewhat has to do with your height too. Like Tyreek Hill's not going to be your fucking number one outside guy.
Right.
I mean,
I thought you were about to say he is your number one outside
Hmm.
guy. I was like, well, if you're going off height. He's about to say-
Well, he
But,
can do whatever he wants, honestly. Go ahead.
All right, before I go crazy on these two, Trent, where'd you have them? What had you planning out? Let me hear Broncos
so-
9-8 again. Let me hear it.
No, I actually have the Broncos and Raiders at the bottom. I think the Raiders are going to finish last, but I have them having the same record,
Okay.
10-7. After that, I have the Chiefs at 11-6, and I had the Chargers winning the division at 12-5. And actually, I said this before. I actually have the Chargers making it to the Super Bowl. Like,
Yeah, I know you're high on the
I'm
Chargers.
high on them this
You
year.
got the
That's
Justin
one thing
Herbert
me and Tyson.
MVP.
Yeah, me and Tyson we're gonna agree on. They're my favorite to win the division. So big things from Herbert this year.
You need it.
And
or
to be
everyone you've been
honest,
talking
I
about is
think
gonna wash.
other than Adams, I honestly didn't see the Raiders getting that much better, and everyone else did in the
I don't
division.
know.
Well,
I
no,
was
no.
recently
So
reminded.
the-
of
Chandler Jones was big.
Chandler Jones
Yeah.
on the opposite side of Max Crosby, that
Yeah.
is fucking huge.
The fact
Yeah,
that
'cause
they
dangerous.
paid Crosby and got Chandler Jones on the other side
Yeah.
is going to be a hell of a pass
That's
rush.
what I'm
But
Their
but
secondary suck.
I'm saying this. Yeah, it's terrible. And I'm saying this. That's
Word,
great, but when you look at the Chargers offensive line and the Chiefs offensive line and the Broncos have a decent offensive line. And then you look at the weapons those three teams have.
Yeah.
Chiefs lost Tyreek Hill, but they still got speed and they still have the best quarterback in the NFL. The Raiders secondary might be bottom 5 in the NFL, and they have to go against Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Jerry Judy, and Courtland Sutton, and then Juju, McCole Hardman. They got somebody else over there. Travis
Valdez.
Kelce.
Valdez-Scantling,
Scantling, like they got,
Sky Moore.
and the Raiders just don't
Kelsey.
have. Yeah, I said Kelsey. They just don't have it defensively in the secondary for me anyway. So, what do you have it, Johnny? How do you have it going?
I'm all over the place with this one. I don't know. I'm going to say the Broncos and Chargers both at 12-5. The Chiefs at 11. At 11-6. I'm going Raiders at 8-9.
Not sold on them.
I am. They could go fucking. They could
The
win 13
schedule
games.
schedule wise.
That could flip, but
it's right now. That's how I feel. Tomorrow, probably different.
Yeah, it's definitely different for me tomorrow. So with me in this division, every day I'm getting ready for this podcast. Every day I get up and I go into my notes.
Yeah, see, because I think
I'd look at what I have and I'd be like, nah, that's not right.
I'm
And I
pretty
look at
sure
the
last time
schedule
I
again.
talked about it, I said the Raiders. Like when I was
Yeah,
talking
you
about
literally
it, I
said
said the Raiders.
I said that Kobe's probably gonna come out here and say the Raiders are gonna win the division, and Johnny goes, I'm right there with him. But now he's got him going 8-9. So this division's the biggest toss up, and for me,
disrespected us.
the team that's gonna win this division is because they beat this division. So whatever I say is gonna be null and void if they lose the division games. So I redid everything today and I split it evenly across the board at 3-3. And then I just looked at matchups. And the way it panned out for me was Raiders 9-8, Broncos 10-7, Chiefs 10-7, Chargers 12-5. That's how it panned out if I split division games 3-3. And I went game to game. The Raiders, I have them at 9-8, but they could easily be 11-6 or 10-7. Their offense is there. But like I said, they're secondary to me. They're playing against a lot of pass heavy, and they're just going to get torched. And I think as good as Derek Carr and Devontae Adams could be, I don't see him putting up 35 points a game to stay in games. So I got them at the bottom. And then the Chargers, to me, just had one of the best off seasons we've ever seen football-wise.
They sure did.
If you look away from the draft. Because then you start looking at the draft, you got to start thinking about what the Jets did and what the Eagles did. But when you look away from the draft, like the offseason moves they made are just crazy. You guys had a decent draft, but it wasn't – the Jets and the Eagles killed it draft day. So.
Ravens, but
Yeah.
We know that.
The Ravens did it. Yeah, but you guys only did it in the draft. You guys didn't sign anybody outside of the draft, did you?
Well, you just said what the Jets and Eagles did in the draft.
They
I'm
did
saying
it
the
outside.
Ravens
They did it in the draft and in the offseason. Whereas the Chargers was just the offseason. You guys were just the draft. In my opinion, I could be wrong on that. I'm not, but I could be. So let's I want to dive into this a little deeper. Rank your guys' quarterbacks for me in this division. Go top to bottom in this quarterbacks.
I'll start it off. I got Mahomes, Herbert, because I feel like a lot of people are still sleeping on Mahomes just because Hill left. So there's a lot of uncertainty what he's going to do this season. But I'm still a believer. I think he's going to come out and put up.
In football.
Yeah, he's going to put up the same numbers. And I just feel like I don't understand why people are like talking down on his name. So I see that. Herbert, I like the way he's been playing. I have Wilson, and then I have Carr. And I actually want to hear what Kobe had to say because we were talking before we got on this, and Kobe said Carr's a top 5 quarterback in the league.
He is.
So,
If you look, if you're looking at the league, and then you take out like the rest of the division,
if you take out 10,
just if you take out every division in football other than the AFC West, he's top 5.
Here's the thing. He's probably going to put up top 5 numbers. You're throwing a 6'6" Darren Waller. You got Hunter Renfrow, and you got maybe the best receiver in football, and Josh Jacobs out of the backfield.
And when we're ranking these guys, are you talking about will we have them going into this season right here?
Their ability, I'm assuming.
Okay.
I mean, production matters. Like,
no, I mean, Carr might throw for the most yards in this. He could throw for the most yards.
You're not
better than
you're not regarded as Patrick Mahomes if you don't have that 5,050 touchdown season or the fuck he did that year. But
your second
production,
year in.
production matters. But so do your intangible. You gotta be able to, the eye test is more important than stats, in my opinion. Now, if you're a guy who likes stats, then Derek Carr might be the greatest thing since sliced bread. Even then, he's still, I don't think he's, like I said, he's the only one not a Hall of Famer. So, but go ahead.
They're all good. I mean, that's
For
I
sure.
would take any one of these guys to start.
I'm sure you would.
You would take them up in Pittsburgh to any one of them.
Trick out the nerve with
Hey,
No,
Mitch is coming.
don't say.
Mitch is
Don't
coming
say
crazy.
Mitch. It's Mason Rudolph, bro.
Nah, Mitch is starting with
He should.
Stanford.
Don't know
Yeah,
who's
well,
gonna
Mason
be-
Rudolph
What's
is starting
Johnny over there
preseason
dying
games.
about?
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Y'all
Kobe.
gonna learn, bro.
Give me your quarterbacks.
With me?
Yeah, give me your quarterbacks. Trent said he wanted to hear your takes on this.
Top, I got Justin Herbert going into this season. Going into this season, I have Justin Herbert. Patrick Mahomes is a phenomenal quarterback. He is
The best.
they've won the division the past 6 years, and he's 80% in my opinion doing that. But going into this season, I think what the Chargers have and the experience that Herb has gotten, and with Mahomes losing Tyreek, which you guys are over, like you guys are just saying it and keep moving on, like it's just like nothing. Like the cheetah leaving that offense is like it does like a little bit of effect. Like no, not only does it take away Patrick Mahomes, in my opinion, the best deep bet that they had and have right now, because Kelsey is their go-to, always been their number one. But the mindset that Mahomes has admitted that he has when he's gone into games, knowing that he has the cheetah down there, that
Okay, he's
changed
down there
a
somewhere.
lot. But with Mahomes, yeah, exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a mental aspect that going into the
Does-
game, you got that safety net to an extent.
Does Herbert still put up big numbers when Keenan Allen's out?
Yes, he does.
Okay. Oh, just curious.
Herbert puts up numbers regardless.
He throws the
So
Josh
does
Palmer, Jalen
Mahomes.
Guyton.
But Mahomes doesn't.
That's what
Second
I'm
year
saying.
in goes for MVP 50 touchdowns. You compare his stats right now, or his accolades right now, they match up very well with Aaron Rodgers, who's been in the league for fucking 16 years.
Right. And like you said,
Okay.
you want to talk about what is Aaron Rodgers going to be? Do you have him top 5 going into this next season?
Yes.
I've said it before. I think multiple times. They're going to get exposed, but they're still these guys.
Aaron Rodgers.
They're going
Aaron
to put
Rodgers
it.
is-
Mahomes and
Top five
Aaron Rodgers
quarterback.
both.
Bro, don't get
I
it
love him.
twisted. He lost Devontae Adams, but Aaron Rodgers doesn't throw interceptions. He's one of the most efficient quarterbacks we've ever seen in the NFL. This man does not put the ball in danger. He's going to throw for 35 plus touchdowns, less than 10 picks, and over 3,500 yards, probably 4K. And he's going to do that with his number one receiver being Allen Lazard. He is that guy. You take Tyreek Hill away from a guy like Patrick Mahomes, yes, it's a huge deal. Tyreek Hill, I think everybody here considers the top 5 receiver in the NFL. It hurts. But when you have that kind of talent, don't get it twisted when we look at Juju like we did when he was next to AB and he looks like a solid number one when he's got a quarterback. Don't forget Juju put up numbers in Pittsburgh.
Juju number 1?
12 o'clock.
What'd you say?
Is Juju number 1? Y'all don't know what that was.
I could have sworn you told me to stop the cap. I was about to knock you out. Nah,
That's something said stop.
Juju's gonna put up.
I need that button. That's a button. I need that.
Juju's gonna put up numbers.
Is
as
he a
number
number
one.
1?
We're about to
I
find
mean,
out.
and Kansas City
In
is
your
probably
opinion,
going to be the
going
number
into
one.
Houston-
Well, I mean, Travis
He's-
is
yes.
still the
Yeah, he's
number
gonna be
one
number.
target.
He's not gonna get doubled because of Travis. So yes, he's gonna put up number one numbers. 100%.
But bro, they have
But
options there.
I
Like,
don't.
that's what I'm
they
saying.
got options.
Like depth wise, I think they got better. They still have Hardman.
They
You
got
can
better
hate
depth,
him or
but
love
you
him. They
would
got
lost top
Juju.
5.
They got Valdez. They got Sky Moore.
Clyde
Don't hold
Edwards-Helaire
your
healthy.
don't hold your breath. They still have Josh Gordon. I mean, who knows? He's
Right.
still
He's on
promising.
like a
And
3-year
Corey Coleman.
suspension, isn't he?
None of those are Tyreek Hill though. Y'all gotta like.
For sure, but
And I
depth wise, I feel
agree-
like he
I
has
agree
more
with that.
options.
I agree with that,
When has
but
Patrick Mahomes been an options type of guy
He slings the ball all around, bro.
to Travis Kelce?
okay.
It's
So
not-
look, so you're saying
Cheetah
that, but
and
he
Kelsey
hasn't-
put up 1,000.
He
last
hasn't
year.
needed to have options though. When you look at what Aaron Rodgers did before Devontae Adams, when he had Jordy Nelson, he made Jordy Nelson look like a top 5 receiver. Jordy went to Oakland. What happened?
Vikings. Oh, he did go to Oakland.
He went to Oakland. What happened? Jordy didn't look like the same guy. Great quarterbacks make good receivers look great and make great receivers look elite.
Mhm.
That's what great quarterbacks do. So Tyreek Hill, like I said, losing a top 5.
Tyler
which
Lockett.
was- Yeah, exactly.
What's he going to be without Russell Wilson?
Literally nothing.
Nobody.
Still
Exactly.
coming in like one of the top ranked receivers this
So,
year.
but here's my thing. You put Herbert 1. I'm assuming Mahomes is going to be 2.
Yeah, it was a
I-
very
I-
close. It was a very, very close.
I
one.
want you to finish your list before I just go. I could talk about how you just disrespected the shit out of Mahomes all day, but go ahead.
That's not disrespectful. Like,
Well, I mean, you kind of just disrespected
I want to talk
football because
actually, I'm gonna stop.
if he's won, where's Aaron Rodgers? Where's Josh Allen?
what do you mean?
Well, hold on.
Herbert's fucking great. He's not better than
Tyson,
Mahomes.
what's Justin Herbert's record as a starter in the NFL?
So he only won 3 games first year and 9 last year. So 12 and.
All right. See, when I'm saying
12 and
It's a losing record,
okay.
but don't do that.
Why not?
But don't do that.
Why not?
Are you counting the first year?
No. What did you go last year?
Well, think about
Not in
nine,
last year.
9 games.
He went 9 and 8 last year.
Didn't Mahomes come in for Alex Smith and win like 13 fucking games his first year? Then wins MVP,
Nah,
throws for 50 touchdowns his next year.
He sat his whole first year out behind Alex Smith.
Yeah,
Except for he played one game his rookie year. Then Washington acquired Alex Smith and Patrick Mahomes started, and in his second year went crazy.
Had to break out, yeah.
Yeah, like he came out phenomenal.
Then
And the only reason I brought up what Justin Herbert's record was as a winner, because people can say it all they want, but quarterbacks get credit and blame for wins and losses.
Mm-hmm.
And there was times in games where Justin Herbert made bad decisions and bad throws, and it lost him games. How many one-score games did you guys lose last year? How many leads did you blow?
Leads, we didn't blow too many.
Okay, it was 2 years ago you guys blew 8 leads? That was 2 years ago?
Yeah,
That was his rookie year?
that was a lot of the
his
one
rookie
score
year?
game. Yeah, the rookie. year.
Okay. So I thought it was last year. Okay.
But a lot of that
anyway.
was a defense. But yeah, we could go ahead, finish your list, Kobe, and then we'll get to me. Yeah, we could talk about Herbert all day.
Ranking these quarterbacks is what we're saying, not like career-wise. Correct? We're talking about this next season.
Yeah, if you were to go into next season, and
who's going to have better numbers?
no,
Just rank them. Just rank
not
them.
even
Who's better at football?
Who's better? So
Yeah.
if you were going into next season and you were the Oakland Raiders, who would you want to be your quarterback? Don't look at the production matters, but all these quarterbacks are gonna put up numbers,
Yeah.
regardless of who's around them. So if you were the Raiders, who do you want as your quarterback going into next season? That's what I'm asking you.
Okay, well, I stand by Justin Herbert, Mahomes,
Okay.
and I'm going into this season. I want Derek over Russell.
Okay.
And
Going into this season, you want Derek Carr or Russell, but you can agree that Russell Wilson as a career.
100%.
Clears,
That's
okay.
like saying Matt Ryan, bro. Like Matt Ryan's career is phenomenal, but what's he gonna do?
It's not the same thing.
No,
Go
I
ahead,
mean,
Tyson.
but it's a,
Well,
Go
yeah,
on. There you go, being disrespectful.
basically how you were starting out is
Carson Wentz or Matt
you
Ryan.
might take Matt Ryan over somebody just
I'm
because
taking
you know
Matt
he's going
Ryan.
to put up
Carson Wentz.
big numbers.
Who's a better
Matt
quarterback?
Matt Ryan.
I'm taking Matt Ryan.
Donovan, who's a better quarterback?
Right now, in today's day and age, I
Yeah,
couldn't tell
don't.
you. I
Going
couldn't
into
tell you.
this next season, who's going to be a better quarterback?
Who's better at football? Period.
Who's better at football? So I'm not gonna answer that. I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one. I'm gonna plead the fifth. Well, no, because I'm gonna sound biased. Like, give me a different quarterback other than Carson Wentz, because I'm gonna sound biased.
I just remember y'all talking about that, and
No, because I'm not big on Matt Ryan
have
because
a better career this year.
Well,
no,
I
because
mean,
when you look at Matt Ryan, you look at everything he's had around him: Roddy White, Julio Jones, Tony Gonzalez, Calvin Ridley. He's always had that guy. Carson Wentz has never had that. Give me a different quarterback that's not my quarterback, so I don't sound biased. Because I think Matt Ryan is the beneficiary of
Kobe
having
can
a
be
top
biased
5
here.
receiver. But
you're asking him about his quarterback right now.
But
So
he said,
in fairness, he can
Matt
ask you
Ryan
about
or
yours.
Carson Wentz.
Right. I mean, we're asking Kobe about his quarterback.
I'm taking.
Right now, so in fairness,
I
he
mean, I
should
don't
be able
know
to ask
because
you about yours.
I don't know what Carson Wentz can do with a Julio Jones, a Calvin Ridley, a Tony Gonzalez, a Roddy White.
So it's a question mark. It's a question mark for you.
I'm not big on Matt Ryan. I would take Carson Wentz. I don't think Matt Ryan's that good. I don't think you can blow a 28. I don't think you blow that lead in Super Bowl if you're a good quarterback.
Yeah, I
Personally.
don't see Matt Ryan losing to the Jaguars to get into the playoffs last game of the year either. But you know,
What the Falcons go last year?
I don't know, but I don't see him
not
losing
even
to
close
the
to
Jaguars
9-8.
to get
That's
into
What
the
crazy.
playoffs.
are the
Not even
Falcons
close
going to
to
go
9-8.
this year? Where are the Falcons going to go this year?
Ass.
London's
That's
a
not
dog,
just
bro.
because they lost Matt Ryan. It's also because Calvin.
Well,
Ridley.
that's the same team basically from last year. In a
Except
sense.
for no Calvin Ridley. Yeah. Okay. Well, how many games win last year?
Not enough.
6?
Probably the same amount they're going to win this year.
6?
Less.
Right. And so what you just said, they're going to probably win this around the same amount. And they went from Matt Ryan to Mariota. So Matt Ryan's obviously not that great of a quarterback.
Vegas, you guys won 7 games last year. Vegas has you at fucking 8.5. So you just went from Taylor Heineke to fucking Carson Wentz.
That's true.
Yeah, but Carson Wentz and I said this too. I'm gonna let Tyson go on his list because I'm gonna get pissed off. I'm gonna get pissed off.
All right, can I go now?
Go ahead.
All right, so I still got Mahomes at number 1. I feel like you really can't take him out of the number 1 slot until maybe after this year. He's proven his talent is ridiculous, but the Tyreek Hill, like losing him is definitely going to take a toll on him, I think, to an extent, because it turns those 3-yard passes to 50-yard plays. That big play threat, I'm not saying it's completely gone, but that's definitely going to take a toll on Patrick Mahomes because he wants to scramble around, find Tyreek Hill. It's going to be a little bit different this year. So I think he's still one. I got Herbert as a close second. And I think after this year, second year under Brandon Staley, same system, I think after this year, he will surpass Mahomes. But as of right now, still got Mahomes 1. I think he's still the best player in football. Herbert 2, Wilson 3, Carr 4. And that's no disrespect to Carr either. Just
It's a tough division to
Just,
play in.
you
it's just all the
have
talent.
Mahomes, Herbert, and Wilson.
Yeah, it's a
like,
tough division.
Hard to beat.
80% of the league probably would take Carr as a
Hey,
quarterback right
Derek
now.
Carr is the best quarterback in the NFC East. In my division, he's the best quarterback in my division. So
And in a lot of divisions, honestly.
it's a tough place to be as a Raiders fan, knowing you guys
Yeah,
got better, but yeah.
On paper, this could be the best division of all time.
It
I mean,
is on paper.
in a single season,
on
in a single
paper,
season,
this is
yeah.
definitely the best.
You guys have Derek Carr as the worst quarterback in our division.
I wouldn't say worst. Like, I wouldn't say worst.
No,
That's
in
like
our
would.
division.
downplaying
He's
it.
last.
You
He's
just said it.
last.
Yeah,
You
he's
just said
last.
he's the worst.
He's
the
last.
worst in our division, correct?
Okay, yeah, technically.
Okay. Fifth,
Sucks to be you.
what? Fifth completion rate, 5th yards.
Are you reading career stats last season?
No.
What are you looking
I'm
at?
reading last season. Last season.
Okay.
So he's top 5
In what? Read it. Top 5 in what?
completion rating,
Completion percentage.
completion percentage, yards. 4th in completions, 7th in averaging.
Okay.
Like these are.
I'm pretty sure he's number 1 in fourth quarter comebacks too.
That's like the past 9 years or something.
That's Carr.
not,
That's
yeah.
Carr. That's
Hey,
what
So
But
Bradley
the thing
Bill-
is, why are you
Bradley
always
Bill.
in those situations?
Bradley Bill led the league in scoring. That don't make him the best player in the league.
Or the best scorer in the league.
so
You know what I mean?
so his completion percentage is dumbass high.
Okay. So, sorry, not to cut you off. Okay, so all those stats, I get it, right? So you're just trying to put him 3 above Wilson when Wilson had nobody last year, no offensive line, a broken finger all year.
Literally,
throwing
Wilson
hands.
runs for his life. When he was snapping the ball, he was running for his
I don't think you put Carr ahead of Wilson yet.
I think my biggest pusher for doing that is Russell Wilson played the Raiders last time in 2018. Okay. Russell Wilson has played for the Seattle Seahawks, like we just said, for his whole career. I think these are things that a lot of people aren't putting in perspective that might not affect a rookie or a 5, but to the extent that it's going to do Wilson, but it's going to play a factor.
Tom Brady and Matt Stafford won ships their first year.
And I'm gonna agree, and I'm gonna agree with you wholeheartedly. I think
Matt Stafford had who?
I think him
Jerry
going
Jeudy
to
is not a cut, bro. Come on now. Jerry Jeudy is like, he better come out and do what y'all saying.
I think Russell Wilson going to
Bro.
Denver is
400 yards
gonna
last
change.
year.
It's a big change for him. You're right, but for better. Pete Carroll was a run dominant guy. He was ran a very structured offense. Russell Wilson had to do 90% of what he did on innovation. He had to create something because nothing was there off of their scheme. Every time you watch a Russell Wilson highlight, he's running for his goddamn life and finds Tyler Lockett. Imagine what's going to happen when they have a team around Russell. They built a team and they plugged in a quarterback. Same thing Tampa did. Built a team,
it's
plugged
gonna
in
be
the quarterback.
scary because their defense as well. Like that's the reason why
their
like they could
defense is
easily be
elite.
first because last year they
won
was
7
third in
games.
points
They won
allowed.
7 games last year with Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock.
Broncos
Third
backfield
points
is
allowed.
dangerous. The Broncos backfield is very dangerous.
Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams, yeah.
The-
I mean, I still have them going last. I just still think Russell Wilson is better than Carr.
Go ahead,
I think
John.
that
Let me hear your list.
Well, I mean, Mahomes is the best player in football, so there's no way.
you gotta say QB.
He's the best player in football.
Devontae Adams is the best player in football.
He's not.
Aaron Donald
if
is the
anything,
best
it'd be Aaron
player.
Donald. If it's not
is the
Patrick
best
You can
player in
argue, you
football.
gotta say QB, bro. You can't say
He's
player.
the best player.
That's too like in basketball, you could probably say player. Football, you can't. The nigga, if he don't play defense, how is he gonna be on the backfield? You know what I'm saying? It's a diverse statement.
Aaron Donald's the best player in football, but go
Right.
crazy,
Like,
John.
but on offense though, what would he do throwing the ball? Like, come on
He
now.
probably has a cannon.
Probably.
Patrick Mahomes is the best
200
player
yards.
in football.
What does that
Period.
indicate?
He's-
What does that indicate?
It means if you look at the entire football, when the players rank their top 100 players
Yeah,
every year they do it, Patrick Mahomes is number one.
Right.
That's what he's
That's
saying.
that-
When
that
the
a
players
fact?
when the player every year the players
The
rank
players
their
are
1 to
ranked,
1 to
yes.
100. Their players do it. They
Like-
put their most
oh.
voted players, and Patrick Mahomes was number one. Not
Last-
this year,
Nah,
but last
I'm
year.
about to say, no, I think the
I
past
think
couple has been Aaron Donald, bro.
But Johnny's saying in that setting,
Hmm.
Patrick Mahomes would be number one. Like that's how he's ranking it. Like they do it all the time. Johnny put Patrick Mahomes number one. Go ahead, Johnny. Mahomes.
And Herbert, I mean, I'm not going to say he's a close second, but he is trending
Yeah,
in
to
a
me,
good- in
to
a
me,
good-
it's not
good
that
direction.
close.
It's not. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is still that guy. Those two are the most talented fucking throwers of the football we've seen ever, in my opinion. But he's going to be Herbert's going to be around for a long time with the 6'6" frame, 250 pounds, got a fucking cannon for an arm.
And
The
the
guy's
top
going to
five
be
offensive line. They're going to keep him healthy.
he's
stand
going
him
to
up.
be around for a long time. Then Russell Wilson, fucking last 8 years, he's in the conversation for the MVP every year. He's going to be a top 5 finisher again. And then Derek Carr. He's going to put up big numbers. He's got fucking 6'6" Waller. He's throwing to. You added his best friend Devontae Adams. Still got Renfro. Josh Jacobs back healthy. He's going to put up numbers. But those other three guys.
In the NFL?
You
Is
said
he what?
Best wide receiver in the NFL?
I mean, some people would say Cup, some people would say Hopkins. No, it's not clear cut.
Justin
Devontae
Jefferson?
Adams on every list. Yeah, Justin Jefferson. Like I feel like you were talking a little.
Game.
I said
All
that
around
last year
game,
when he was on the
I think
Packers.
so, but
I said that last year when he was on the Packers.
people say he has the best footwork in football. I don't see. I mean, he's
I
a
don't
very
see
good
that
route
either.
runner.
Yeah, I don't
It's
see
just
that.
like
The
these Alabama guys.
nigga
They're
changed
fucking
teams
different.
and now he ain't like last year. That's all I heard. Devontae Adams the best. Devontae Adams.
Oh
the
no,
best.
I think he is the best.
Devontae Adams is still the best, but it's not as clear cut as it was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, Devontae Adams. If you asked who the number one receiver in the NFL was, it was Devontae Adams, and it wasn't a question about it.
And
But
let's
people,
not forget.
but
you
you're
got
acting like, yeah, exactly.
the most talented, one of the most talented quarterbacks.
So you're talking about what's going to happen to Mahomes losing Tyreek Hill. What's going to happen to Devontae Adams losing Aaron Rodgers?
Not as big as a deficit, especially with
here
the
you
history,
go.
especially with not as a deficit.
Their
as
history, they haven't played together in what, 10 years?
natural athletes know that college bond, them coming together.
They still worked out together, I believe, bro.
They probably did. They're
Bro, they're friends. You weren't lying when you said best friend. They've been friends.
yeah. I'm
That
hip.
hasn't changed.
But what I'm saying is you can't sit here and say that a quarterback's numbers are going to drop because he lost his receiver, but the receiver's numbers aren't going to drop when he's not playing with a
naturally,
back-to-back
his have
MVP,
to
Hall
drop.
of Famer, one of the greatest quarterbacks.
He's the number one receiver in Green Bay, and
Yeah, and he's
the
sharing
next best
targets.
guy is you got
sharing targets
Waller
with
and
Darren Waller,
Renfro now.
Renfro.
And he had Aaron Rodgers throwing it to him. That's the
Right.
difference between Rodgers and Derek
Yeah,
Carr.
that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to hear that. He was getting 10
Because,
targets a game, and now he's going to get 6.
Now he's not going to get double teamed now. That's a plus.
And he does have elite
No,
footwork.
He will still get
He does.
Nah, not over Darren. They can't. Darren Waller and Hunter
Darren
Renfro
Waller,
will eat him
yeah.
up. Darren Waller
Oh
will eat
my
him up.
God.
Hunter Renfro will eat him up over the middle. They can't double. They
You
literally
don't
can't.
run for it too.
They'll shift it his side.
Oh yeah. He'll get the safety help over top.
Yeah.
Like that'll always be shaded for him.
And that's what I meant. when I
but
said-
he's not going to get boxed like he did. Like when you look at him in Green Bay, he would literally get boxed.
Right.
Like they would bring a linebacker on the inside, the corner would play outside leverage, and the safety would come down over top. Like it's just he got boxed the whole time, and you still put him numbers.
Our offense is vicious.
But it goes Mahomes cleared, Herbert and Wilson are closer than Herbert and Mahomes. I want to throw that out there now.
You're tripping.
Wilson, it's not that. I'm not. And Herbert could prove me wrong. And I put this in my notes when I was going with the
I
predictions.
can't wait for Russell Wilson to disappoint everybody this
And
year.
if he does that, he does that. But he's not going to. I can't wait for Derek Carr to go 8-9, and then you to look dumb, and I pulled his podcast back up. If that's what we're doing, if we're doing
let me say this
shoulda,
right
coulda,
now.
wouldas, yeah, cut me off. Go ahead.
If we, no, sorry, just because you said that, I'll say this right now, flat out. This is our year. If we're gonna do something,
Oh my God, you can tell he's a true Philly fan. Trent, he's a true Philly fan. This is our year.
This is. I mean, am I
He
wrong?
transitioned.
Yes,
Disagree?
yes, I disagree
Yes.
full-heartedly.
No.
I think
so,
everyone in here
I
disagrees.
I'm not going to disagree with him. He said, if this is our year, or this is our year, whatever the fuck you said. If you're going to do something, yes, this has to be your year.
I'm not saying it's going to be Super Bowl.
Because
No,
we're
but-
only getting better.
But you're not going to. So
Yeah,
no, I'm
but
not saying Super Bowl. I'm not saying it's like we're going to the Super Bowl and winning it. But I'm saying if this is a year to go
Okay.
11-6,
So, here's what I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell you.
yeah,
You're talking
I
about
agree.
you're not going. This isn't the year you're going to the Super Bowl. I bet if I ask a Chiefs
Super Bowl
fan, a Chargers
contender.
fan, or a Broncos fan, they're
Super
all
Bowl
telling
contender.
they all think they're Super Bowl.
this
contenders.
is, this is
Super
also the
Bowl
Broncos.
contender.
If the Broncos want to do anything, this is their year too.
Like,
I mean, anyway, Herbert's closer to Wilson than he is to Mahomes, but that could easily change this season. I need to see it from Herbert. He finally has a deep. Derwin James and Bosa are both healthy. There's nothing he can say to me. You guys finally have a kicker who's not going to miss 20-yard field goals that cost him games. But you guys have a defense. You have a top 5 offensive line. He should stay up. You got Austin Eckler, who's a top 5 running back in the NFL. If you guys don't succeed, it's his fault.
Okay.
Period. End of day. So
Yeah.
right now, going into next season, he's closer to Russell Wilson. He's Mahomes because he hasn't won anything in my eyes. He puts up numbers. He hasn't won anything.
but I thought we were.
Same
Yeah,
reason I
yeah,
said
I mean,
Derek Carr is not a Hall
he-
of Famer. He puts up numbers every season. We all talk about the production, but he's not winning. And at the end of the day, that's what you're getting paid all this money to do. That's why it's the most valuable position in sports, not just football, but in sports. Because at the end of the day, it's your job to get down the field. It's your job to score points.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
it's going to be hard to not agree with him because if you actually rank the quarterbacks, you're going Aaron Rodgers or Mahomes 1, right? Josh Allen probably. So Herbert's probably in there with Wilson. So obviously he has to be closer to.
Yeah, Wilson
Wilson
and
than
Herbert are both
Mahomes.
in that 6 to 10, right?
You don't got him 5?
Yeah, I
Herbert,
mean, we've talked about him top 5.
maybe.
You can.
You can put 4 ahead of him.
Yeah. What? 100%.
So is 4th Burrow? Who's the
No. It'd be Mahomes,
Tom
Allen,
Brady's still in the league.
Brady, Rodgers.
Yeah, but he just threw for 5.
Because I don't
goals
care
last
how
year.
talented Herbert is. Like I said, it comes down to winning. And if I want a team to take me to the Super Bowl this year, Tom Brady's the GOAT.
Yeah,
Until
okay.
he proves to me
Okay,
he's
so
not,
You said Mahomes, Allen,
Brady,
Brady,
Rodgers.
Rodgers.
that's 4.
So
That's the 4 over than him.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Who you put in front of him? Are you putting Burrow?
No, I
Nobody.
wouldn't put
He's
Burrow.
5th.
He's 5th.
So, so Herbert's 5th.
No, Lamar.
Okay. Well, let's go back to what we were talking about because you ain't finna put Lamar over Herbert. That's nonsense.
Why? Lamar's a unanimous MVP. What's Lamar's record as a starter, Johnny?
37-12.
What's Patrick Mahomes?
Also has had a defense. Like let's not sleep on the Chargers last year.
Okay.
Having the 30th
So
ranked defense.
We're gonna talk situations. We're
I
gonna
thought
talk
we were talking
situations.
about between the 20. This,
Yeah, hold on. We're gonna talk situations real quick, Kobe. So Lamar has a defense, but Lamar doesn't put up Herbert numbers. Damn, what does Herbert have that Lamar doesn't? Oh, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. Imagine Lamar with a number 1 receiver and a number 2 receiver.
let's stop doing that. Let's stop doing
Justin
that.
Herbert's number 2 receiver is better than any receiver Lamar has ever had.
So
Yeah,
with that
put him
being
on
said,
That's a fact.
so with that being said, you think like that should be your question going in with what Herb has on the Chargers for this next season and what Wilson has. I believe that Herbert.
That wasn't the question. He asked you if you're the Raiders, who do you want as your
You
quarterback
asked me
going
like
in?
3 different questions. I thought the original was who ranked your quarterbacks into this next season. That was the original question.
Yes. Going into the next season, who do you want as your quarterback?
So Russell Wilson and what he has, and Herb and what he has.
Herbert's 2. I said that.
Who's going to be the better quarterback? Okay.
Herbert's 2. I said that. I said it's closer between him and
Yeah,
Wilson.
just because you put up bigger
Yeah,
numbers
I
means
literally
nothing.
said that.
Yeah.
Derek Carr would be a Hall of
Yeah,
Famer with the numbers he has, but he doesn't win games. Winning is what matters. In the NFL, you get paid to win games.
Sure.
But am I wrong for saying that, Tyson? You can say Lamar's
Yeah.
record's as good as he is because he's a team, but Herbert's numbers are as good as they are because he's got a
Well,
top,
okay.
I'm going to argue top 5 receiver in Keenan Allen and a top 20 receiver in Mike Will. Lamar Hollywood
I-
Brown is probably 77th in the league.
I disagree
First in drops.
because his numbers would be even better if he had a defense to get him the ball back and not 30th in rush defense, always losing time possession. His numbers would be even better. So the situations are completely different. I can't
It's
say that Lamar.
I mean,
But if you put,
it's tough because no quarterback is.
Lamar doesn't have that
situation-
talent throwing the ball to get it to.
But if you put Lamar on the Chargers,
King the
they're
Mike.
eating time of clock because his ability to get out of the pocket, they have the ball longer. Half the reason the Ravens defense looks as good as it does, don't get it twisted, their secondary is phenomenal. But the reason their defense looks as good as it does is because their offense holds the ball for 40 fucking minutes a game.
And why is that? Because they run the ball, right?
Yeah,
And they're
because Lamar
successful at it.
gives them that ability.
Okay.
Let's not forget, last year he just had one of the best games in NFL history, 38 for 42, 400 whatever fucking yards. He can throw the ball.
He can definitely throw the ball, but I'm just not saying that Lamar Jackson is better.
I'm not.
I don't see it.
No, but I'm saying
as a quarterback, no. But
as
as
an
a
NFL player.
No.
Anyway, that's what I'm saying. So Herbert's 5.
Yeah.
Where's Russell Wilson in
Okay.
that conversation? Is Russell Wilson better than Lamar?
No.
So who's next after Herbert?
Burrow.
Burrow? What's okay? Who's after Burrow?
Lamar. And then Wilson.
Okay, so Herbert's 5, Wilson's 8. Yes. Mahomes is 1. So Herbert is closer to Wilson than
Okay.
he is Mahomes.
Yeah. By a slide. You made it seem like
I said what I said, and you just made my
Well,
point.
I think you did say it's not even close, but that is
Yeah,
close.
No,
That's very
I
close.
said between him and Mahomes, it's not close. It's closer between him and Wilson. Like I think, and again, that 5 to 10, everyone's gonna have different order. But that 1 to 4,
because Wilson can easily
no one's putting Herbert in that 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
wouldn't even do that right now.
exactly, that's what I'm saying. So that it goes Mahomes and Rodgers way up here. Then you got
Yeah.
Allen and Brady a couple steps below, and then the rest of the NFL. Rank it how you want it. That's what I was saying by it.
That Tom Brady's less than them.
Yeah, just because at this point, I mean, he doesn't have the capabilities arm-wise these guys do. I mean,
Yeah, I mean they are
I feel
if
like
you watch them play, they're the most talented
they're
fucking quarterbacks we've ever seen.
Going back and forth with that.
what?
Like the capability, like you talk about Russell Wilson's what he's done, what he's accomplished. Like
Yeah, you have to look at everything, but you got to look at going into the season.
Well,
Well, Tom
So,
Brady, Tom
ranking,
Brady's a no-brainer.
can you win me big games also?
Who? Tom Brady?
yeah,
No,
bro, yes. I mean,
I'm talking
obviously-
Derek Carr.
Oh,
Can you
no.
win me big
how much
games?
have I talked about Derek Carr?
Because first off, we got to
Kobe,
get to those big
You
games.
when you're looking at it, you factor everything in together. You don't just look at it and say, I want a quarterback who can win me games but can't throw a football. Or I take Lamar Jackson at 1, right? Motherfucker doesn't lose. Motherfucker
has and can win big games.
Derek's Carr record as a starter is 57-70. Motherfucker does not win games. Don't talk to
I
me.
said he can win big games.
Well, you
He
got to get
can't
to
win-
those big games.
Okay, he can.
You
So
can't get
if
to
he
those
can win the
games
big
if you have
ones,
a
why
losing
can't he
record.
win the little ones? Why can't he win the ones that get you to
the
the big
Raiders
ones?
have not had a like besides the year that before he got hurt, we have not had a lick
Right.
of
So you
Houston is better.
can't win the big games if you don't get to the big
Bro,
games.
but
And
if
you're
you're
not
not-
getting to the big games
We
with a
have,
losing
though.
record.
We made the playoffs last year. Where were the Chargers at last year? Who beat the Chargers to go to the
You got a
playoffs?
losing record. Period. I mean,
You
Who
can't
beat the
tell me.
Chargers to go to the playoffs last year?
And what happened to y'all round 1? It's like the Cowboys
Oh,
talking.
who made
over
it to
here.
the playoffs?
Like the Cowboys talking.
you're right. You're right. But
Like, come on, y'all.
Oh,
talking-
you're right. I'm so
Yeah.
crazy. Derek Carr.
No, oh my God! But who made it to the playoffs?
you're right.
Who had the easier
How
schedule?
crazy
57 and
Who had the
70.
easier schedule?
How much did we true-heartedly beat the Chargers play for play that game? We did that game to beat them into the playoffs.
Did you do that, or did they call a fucking dumbass timeout?
Yeah, come on.
Okay, that's
come on,
like-
Johnny. Let him talk, Johnny.
That wasn't even supposed to be a game for us. It wasn't even supposed to be a. It was supposed
Yeah,
to
I mean, you're
So
talking
y'all-
like you beat the shit out of them. They called a dumbass
He's
fucking
talking like they
timeout.
won 48-0.
And y'all was up 15 with 4 minutes left in regulation. We shouldn't have been in that game because Max Crosby had
play for
the
play.
best defensive game of all
beat
time.
you guys.
All right.
Yes, man. He said Max Crosby earned his contract that game. That's what he said. Because
Yeah, no,
he snapped.
He had a field day.
He did.
snapped.
Yeah, he's a beast.
He
He
snapped.
had a field
It
day.
was hurting Herbert that game.
But-
I think he earned his shit whenever they went up into Baltimore and did what they did to them. I didn't even really know who Max
Yeah, don't-
Crosby
I'm
was
not-
until
Did a couple
Yeah.
of things earn his name, boy. What you-
Honestly,
How did we
yeah, I don't know
start
where he
screaming
came
about
from.
how the Raiders made the playoffs? How did that come up? What were you talking about before that? My
Uh,
short-term memory is going crazy. Kobe just started screaming who made
about
playoffs.
them winning big games and then
Oh, you don't
on
win
the
games, period. Stop it. Your record's probably as good as Herbert's.
Oh my goodness.
But
But Herbert,
I mean, I
Herbert's
hear
gonna-
you.
he's
I hear
gonna
you
win
made the
Cleveland,
playoffs,
Where were the
but
Steelers? Where were the
yo,
Reds?
hold on. You want to talk about how meaningful the playoffs are? Washington made the playoffs 2 years ago. That's what that shit means to me.
I wasn't even like what.
I mean, we made the playoffs. Dude. That's all that matters, right?
Conference.
So we were
Anybody
good. We were good 2 years
in
ago.
that conference, bro. That's a
We were
given.
good. We were good. We're still good. 2 years ago, we were good. We had the same record 2 years ago we did last year. So we're a
Both
good team.
conferences- Do you guys have? Nah, I wouldn't say that.
A good conference. Well, we had 2 teams in the playoffs last year, and a team go 12-5.
bro, you're the only division that sends all the time fucking teams with losing
You
records.
say
I'm not
all
here.
the time. We've done
all
it
the
once.
time, all the
Haven't
time.
Look, I haven't one time. And this is also the
That was
same
crazy.
division. This is also the same division that won 7 Super Bowls in a decade.
Were you alive for this?
No, I wasn't, but it
Okay.
happened,
All right.
motherfucker.
I got a quick question, real quick. And me and Donovan talked about this. Who's a better quarterback, Derek Carr or Dak Prescott?
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr.
Flip a coin.
Trent.
Who y'all think? Yeah, Trent, Johnny. Who do y'all think?
Honestly,
I'm big on Dak Prescott. I like Dak Prescott. I'm probably gonna be the only one. I don't know. Johnny said flip a coin, but I like Prescott's game.
I
Ain't
know
no
you
way.
like Dak. I figured you'd say Dak.
He's not the only one though. A lot of people go with Dak.
yeah, I mean, we're
It's
talking
Dak.
about top 10. A good
Yeah,
bit of people throw Dak in
crazy.
the top 10.
Somehow, some way.
I'm not doing that, but
Bro, I know people who've done that. I literally sent a group out asking where they ranked Lamar, and they had Dak over Lamar.
yeah, see, we're not doing no.
And
Yeah.
it's just absolute blasphemy to me. Like
That's the worst take ever. I feel like it's better saying Burrow's the best quarterback in the league than saying that.
It's crazy. It's honestly blasphemy. But again,
Johnny, you can't give me an answer?
no,
I truly can't.
Johnny said they're the same guy. Johnny said they're the same guy.
Yeah, I mean, fuck.
The real
Yeah,
question is,
I would love to see, Derek Carr get
Who's gonna have
those
a
years
better- in the
behind the
Cowboys
best
roster?
offensive line. Yeah,
Right.
Amari Cooper,
That offensive
yeah,
line, Cooper.
yeah.
He had
I
Cooper,
mean,
though.
He,
Oh yeah,
before
it's
Cooper
true,
was
yeah.
Cooper though.
no, he had Cooper when Cooper was Cooper, but Cooper was the only option, and he was getting doubled a lot and stopped getting the ball.
Did
Is that why he
Zeke,
was being a baby and that's why they got rid of him?
Yeah, that's why he started being a diva. He wasn't getting the ball enough.
did Zeke gain like 15?
No, he looks good. It's his cutoff or his hoodie was.
Yeah, so
That he's in the best
that's
shape of his life.
another thing. He's since he's been in the league, all the time he's missed, he still has the most yards from the time he got drafted
Zeke?
until now.
Because
yeah.
he doesn't miss. Didn't he only miss one game his whole career? Like he doesn't miss games.
He was suspended for 6 years, bro, or 6
yeah.
games.
Besides that, but when he's on the field, like, he gets on the field when
He played. Yeah, he
doesn't act up
played all.
outside.
I think he played all 17 games last year.
Did he?
I think so.
Yeah.
I want.
I mean, he wasn't the same
because
player.
I know
but-
his, I know his yards
Yeah,
per
true.
game. I know his yards per game was like 17th or 18th, but he finished 7th in rushing yards because he played every fucking game.
Right. He still touched 1,000, which is
Yeah.
solid when Pollard was getting the
Mhm.
touches he was.
Yeah, Pollard was
Pollard
going
getting
off.
like 11
Yeah.
to 15, I think. But y'all not skating off this. What the hell was I talking about? I was screaming at Kobe.
Yeah, we're definitely not skating off of it. I'm still down to talk some more charges because I feel like that went way
Okay,
left when Kobe
so-
tried to disrespect
Yeah,
him.
Kobe really tried to get crazy on that. But we're gonna
Yeah,
take it.
because the thing is, you were really going off like y'all beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, yo,
Motherfucker,
you
they
was
called
going-
a timeout and saved
I'm saying
your
Kansas
ass
State,
to
we
let
deserved
Pittsburgh.
to win that game. We beat them, is what I'm saying. It wasn't like you say the timeout, like yeah, but in my opinion, we won that game. It was a close game. Obviously, it was a nail biter. I remember me and Tyson talking about that shit. It was a good ass game, and it wasn't like it was an exponential amount of points.
Was it a nail biter though? Because y'all was not.
Nah,
Well, he said they were up 15. How
Yeah,
many minutes left?
they was up 15 with 4 minutes left.
I was saying it wasn't that close of a game until y'all blew it and let the Chargers.
They
come
called
back.
that timeout and let fucking Pittsburgh
Mhm.
into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Now,
Like
I mean,
we called a timeout knowing they was gonna run the ball and we can't stop the run. That
Yep.
was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. But either way, we should have been in the playoffs too. So it wasn't like y'all beat us. We gave that away.
but did we?
Am I
We
tripping?
gave that away.
I don't know. Don't ever.
I'm losing my mind. I thought,
Yeah, I thought the Chargers had the ball.
bro, didn't y'all end in a tie?
No, we were supposed to, but we called the timeout.
Yeah.
They ran the ball,
Oh,
got enough yards.
and they kicked the
and
field goal.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah.
what happened. Y'all didn't want
because
to.
if they would have tied, Pittsburgh wouldn't have made it.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And what makes it
That's
so
what
crazy
happened.
is because we drove down the field in regulation with no time left, and he threw like a 30-yard strike to Mike Williams with no time left, got us into overtime, and then we do that nonsense. So
Yeah, that's great. I remember that game. That's right. Because y'all were supposed to tie, but you blew it. That's what
I see it panning out different this year.
So we did the Derek Carr and Dak. I got one more comparison, and I only bring him up because it got talked about. Someone was comparing Jared Goff to Derek Carr. Yeah, disrespectful as all hell. I'm not going to throw names out there. But what I wanted
Springs over here trying to talk crazy.
what I wanted to say was that to me was ridiculous. But when you look at the
Trent,
careers,
let's hear it, bro. Let's hear
when
it.
you look at the careers they had,
yeah,
let's look at who's better between Jared Goff and Carson Wentz. They both played a
That's a better
season at
comparison.
elite level, and then they've kind of been trending downwards since then. If you guys could pick between Jared Goff and Carson Wentz, who are you taking?
I'm
Jared
taking
Goff.
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff.
It wasn't even hard for me.
Yeah,
for
that
that.
was the easy one, honestly.
Yeah, but I think
You don't think it's close at all?
I mean, it's close. It's close, but it was easy.
I'm not as quick as them. I like Carson Wentz, man.
So
injury is a damn shame. It is.
That's why Jared Goff's for me too. I think they both have proven they can do it. Can they continue to do it? And then Jared Goff has proven to be healthy, and Carson Wentz is not. So, what do you think, John?
I got Goff.
You got Goff, so it's all Goff around. Yeah, I was just literally he said that, and I was like, bro, the better comparison to me is Wentz because they both have played elite, gotten paid.
Yeah.
No, you hit it right on the head.
Yeah,
for sure.
But Goff
my
stayed
opinion.
healthy.
Yeah, I honestly, if Wentz doesn't win this year, he's probably going to be a fucking backup for the rest of his career.
He's going to be doing what Mitch is doing right now, competing for a starting job with a rookie. This is his last shot. And I think he knows that. But all right, off quarterbacks, go ahead and take me into your guys' offenses and defenses. Rank your offense 1 to 4 and your defenses 1 to 4. In your division, who's got the best and who's got the worst offenses and defense? Go ahead and start me off with offense, Tyson.
All right, so my offense, I got Chargers 1, Chiefs 2, Raiders 3, Broncos 4.
Okay.
And I got the Chargers 1 because, like I said, we had one of the top 5 offenses last year. First year, Brandon Staley. So I think it's only going to get better. We shored up the offensive line even more.
Yep.
Herbert got more experience. Keenan looks like he has another chip on his shoulder because I feel like his name's getting disrespected.
Disrespected again. It's every offseason he gets disrespected. It's crazy.
And now he's actually like speaking on it. So now I think he's got something to prove. Mike Williams can easily be our number 1.
Yeah, does that scare you?
Played last year.
Does it scare you? Because you guys just paid him. Does that scare you?
No, it doesn't. Because I mean, like
why would it?
I watch a lot of the training,
and then
their training camp and stuff like that. Like he's still on top of it.
Is he still gonna be producing? You know, contract years are bigger for everybody. You think he still is that guy? Okay, that I wasn't meaning like, do you think he flops? It's just, do you think he gives you that kind of production again? Contract years tend to be everybody's best year, and then it's comes back down to reality. But go ahead.
I think you will. So yeah, I have the number 1 because we're also not gonna have the drops that we had last year too. If you didn't know, we led the league in drops, which is ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like Keenan himself had like 12.
Yeah, bro. I remember that.
And the year before he had 0. So
that's why he's not top 5.
Yeah, so Chiefs 2. I mean, losing Tyreek is the reason why they're 2 and not number 1. They're still gonna put up numbers, still gonna get up the yards, but that big play threat, I got them, put them 2. Raiders 3, just because they got Josh Jacobs, they got Devontae Adams now. Darren Waller is gonna put up. I think he's gonna put up decent numbers. I don't think it's gonna be as crazy as what everybody's making it seem because of Devontae. But he's gonna put up solid numbers. And then Broncos losing Tim Patrick. I think that was big. I think the run game is gonna carry the offense more than their passing game. So I don't think the offense is gonna be that dynamic, but they're still gonna get the job done when it comes down to it. So that's my offenses.
Right on.
I
don't hate that list. I got little differences. Another thing about your guys' offense that isn't even really your offense, but is a big improvement you made defensively.
Yep.
Like
exactly,
you're gonna be getting short field now with J.C. Jackson. Like I think he is leading the league in picks over the last 2 years.
Yep.
Then you got Khalil Mack and Bosa, pass rushers, sack
Bosa.
fumbles. I mean, you got Sebastian.
We shored up the interior with Joseph Day.
Yeah, y'all. I think your
Austin Johnson.
Your defense gets you the ball back, shorter fields, even more points. Pile that on. You were saying something, Kobe. Go ahead and rank yours.
No, I was saying they still got money somehow. Like, how did they get all these people? Like, with what they already?
Because we didn't pay Herbert yet.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. Khalil Mack
when he gets paid that contract Kyler Murray just got.
That was a trade. That wasn't a
Herbert's getting
that. I think Khalil Mack got 2 years left, and then they're gonna have to not pay Mack, and Herbert's getting it all. It's gonna be Herbert, Derwin, and Bosa or getting paid.
Oh yeah,
I think-
we haven't paid Derwin either, so that's why
Yeah.
he hasn't been
Yeah.
practicing. If you didn't know that either, but we're
Is
working
this
on his
his contract
contract.
year? Is this his contract year?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're working on it. I think we'll kind of give him a deal like a 3 years.
You gotta
Wait,
lock
Nothing
him
too
up for
long, just
sure.
'cause- Yeah, but he's always hurt, so
Is he
that's
top? Is he? Oh, does he not get top safety money then because of the injuries?
I
I mean,
tough.
think he still gets it. I think he still gets it.
yeah, I mean,
I'd
how
pay
many
him.
safeties
think-
are actually getting paid?
Yeah.
I think he gets it per year. It's not going to be the long term
Jamal
he's looking
Adams.
for. He's not going to
Yeah,
get like a
that's it.
5 year. It's
Who
gonna be like
averages
3.
the most tackles on your team? I'm pretty sure.
What was that?
Is he? Who has them? Who averages the most tackles?
Derwin.
Derwin, hands down.
He plays in the box.
And it's going to be more this year because we're going to put him up around the ball a little more.
Yeah. Go ahead, Kobe. Give me your offenses.
I got the Chargers at 1. Man, I got the Raiders at 2, the Chiefs at 3, and the Broncos at 4.
Not a believer in the Chiefs.
I'm just,
Hey, you don't have shit to defend with me.
no,
The Raiders might have the best offense in the division.
That they do. in my
I was gonna
opinion.
say. I mean,
I'll capitalize.
Offensively, I mean, the Chargers have the best team,
Yeah.
in my opinion. But weapons wise,
we
it's got to be the Raiders.
between Devontae Adams, who is arguably the best wide receiver in the NFL, Darren Waller, who was injured last year, but before his injury and his
He gave Baltimore hell.
and with hell, exactly. I was waiting for you to say something about that game too. But literally, Darren Waller, in my opinion, you got the Travis Kelce, #1 tight end, Mark Andrews, Darren Waller is 2, maybe 3 in my healthy.
Madden just gave him #5.
Yeah, I
You
saw that. I saw
George
that.
Kittle over him too.
Hits.
And
That's kind of disrespectful in my opinion.
He's been hurt. Healthy Darren Waller coming out this year.
Is not gonna produce the way he has in the past because he's a volume tight end who's used to getting 10 to 12 targets, and that just got cut in half with Devontae Adams. Derek Carr loves Hunter
But you
Renfrow
still
now all
can't
of a
double
sudden.
team anybody.
And I
That's
agree
why
with
they're
that.
going to be scary.
And that's why we
Oh,
have. I think that we have a mental understanding of what what our offense. Hunter Renfrow, over 100 yards, 1,000 yards, 100 catches, 9 touchdowns as a slot. And granted, he's not going to get that much, not that much attention this year.
I mean, he also got 30
With Josh
targets too.
With Josh McDaniels coming in from the Patriots. What did you say, Trent?
So he also got 130 targets.
Yeah. Well, he was the only receiver they had after Henry Ruggs did what
Right.
he did, and then Darren Waller got hurt.
But you
Well,
also
again-
got to think about why were the Chiefs so good offensively for years? You can't double team these guys. You
Right.
got 4.2, 4.3 speed and fucking Travis Kelce. Similar situation over here. You can't double fucking Devontae Adams with 6'6" Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow.
You're getting
can
beat
one of
somewhere.
those. Yeah.
Right, and I agree with that, but I think
Over
Darren-
1,000 yards last year, bro.
I think with Devonta Adams coming into the mix,
I think you got that misconstrued, bro. I think you think that they don't have an understanding of they want to win.
Can Josh McDaniels get them to that point?
Absolutely.
Well, I mean,
What has he
we're
done
just
to
talking
prove
about the
that?
best offenses right now. I don't give a damn what they do as a
but
fucking
again,
team.
my thing, their offense. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Raiders have the best offense in that division.
Yeah.
They have the best offense. They have the worst defense, but they have the best offense. And then it's the Chargers, then it's the Chiefs. Then it's the Chargers, then it's the Broncos, then it's the Chiefs.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm taking I love the Broncos backfield. I think the Chiefs, if you look at the receivers they brought up, they got rid of Tyreek. They want to be Andy Reid wants to go back to what he did in Philly with Brian Westbrook, kind of be run heavy and take the deep shots, but be more run centric. But from what I saw from Clyde Edwards-Helaire last year, and then is Darren Williams back? Darrell Williams. Did they re-sign it? I don't exactly. So I like the Broncos and what they can do. And I think, like I said, Tyreek Hill, him being off that offense, while Mahomes is still the best quarterback in the NFL and still going to put up numbers, when you look at rosters, I mean, I'm taking both the receivers on Denver before any receivers from Kansas City. I'm taking both backs in Denver before any backs in Kansas City. Kansas City has Travis Kelce. Cool. Great. With
Who has the worst
Raiders-
line?
Kansas City.
No, they had top 5 last year. They didn't lose anybody.
Okay, so
we got the
the
worst
Raiders
offensive
probably
line.
have, Raiders probably.
We got the worst offensive line.
So you still put the Raiders #1 offense. with the worst offensive line.
Yeah, because I don't think he doesn't have to hold the ball much.
But that's with our conference. It's not. I mean, it's not the worst offensive line in the league.
It's not a good offensive line.
Yeah, but out of the rest of the division,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I
you think
didn't
when they run
didn't
into
know
the
the Chiefs
Chargers
were
and Bosa and fucking Khalil Mack are coming off the edge.
Good night and good luck.
Yeah,
Right, but
digging that ass a little
and
bit.
Chubb and Randy Gregory.
yeah,
I ain't worried about no fucking Randy Gregory, but
yeah, facts. Yeah, bum. You heard it here first. Not biased saying that either. But
I like that, Don.
No,
I like that, Don.
but with the reason I'm putting the Raiders over the Chargers is I like the tight end aspect. I think Devontae Adams is better than Keenan Allen. Mike Will is better than Hunter Renfrow. Darren Waller, Mike Willis clears Hunter Renfrow. Darren Waller clears, who's your tight end?
Gerald Everett.
Yeah, clears Everett. And then running backs wise, Austin Eckler is better, but both of them, the fact that they can do it by committee and fresh legs and keep it going. I mean, after Austin Eckler, you guys just lost Justin Jackson. So who's his backup now?
Isaiah Spiller just drafted him.
Oh yeah. I'm not worried about him. I ain't seen shit. Next.
All right.
But that's why I have the Raiders higher. And to be fair, when I was doing this, I was looking more at weapons. Your guys' offensive line is hands down top tier, way better than theirs. But I like their
Herbert's not going to have to put up numbers.
Yeah,
Like,
I like their
have
fire. I like
in
their firepower.
good position.
I like their firepower. That's why I went Raiders 1. But go ahead.
Yeah, no,
John.
I definitely get that.
Yeah, I got it. I think I'm gonna go Raiders, Broncos, Chargers, Chiefs. Yeah, I mean, losing Tyreek is huge, but
Yeah, Chiefs are last for sure. I'm surprised to put the Broncos over the Chargers.
Tell me what your biggest advocate for these Broncos are, bro. I need
the potential. Cortland Sutton, it's not like he's not good at football. The guy he's a fucking dog. I'm expecting at least 13, 14. Yes.
He's not sold on something.
No,
Okay.
Sutton is a very good wide receiver, but I'm just comparing him to the other wide receivers in our division.
Yeah, he's better. He's
honestly,
Sutton's number 2 option. He's the best number 2 in the division. So what do you mean?
Best number.
So
2.
I mean, we can
You're
put
laughing?
it
He's the best number 2 option
In that division. No, the second. Oh, Mike Will, then Sutton, then
okay,
Hunter
okay.
Renfrow, and then McCall Hardman. Probably.
Okay, but so Jerry Judy's better than Keenan?
No, I think he's number 2
Number
option.
1.
Keenan's
Jerry
number
Judy's
1.
the number.
Judy's
So
number
he's the
1.
best number 2 option.
Behind
Okay.
Mike Will. Mike Will's the best number 2.
Okay,
So
now
he's
I'm
the
just trying to figure out how
second.
the Broncos is ahead of the Chargers, honestly. If
I'm
Jerry
waiting on
I
it.
think from the backfield though.
If Jerry Judy's
No,
less than
like I
Keenan,
said, the
and Sutton's
potential.
less than okay.
What I was getting at is I'm expecting 1,400 yards from Judy this year. And what I was getting at is we can put it up on the podcast. I'm $100 Jerry Judy has more yards than Devontae Adams.
What is making you think that though?
$100
Because-
Jerry
Bro,
Judy.
go
more yards
watch
than
some
Devontae
highlights on
Adams.
Jerry Judy.
Because
Go watch
Because-
highlights.
Johnny's
Listen,
biggest thing.
we don't got to sit here and argue about it. $100. Jerry Judy has more yards than Devontae Adams.
Oh my goodness, please.
Don't take that bet.
Y'all gotta shake on that. I need a air shake.
Listen.
Episode 11, you got it.
Virtual shake on that for sure.
Yeah, come on, go ahead. Just y'all right
12:45,
beside
so
each other, like.
Nah.
That shit crazy.
Nah.
Oh, look, now
why
Kobe's
not?
pondering.
No.
You weren't a believer. You just weren't a believer.
I'll bet you we'll put the bread up. And the reason why would be any type of doubt, just because Jerry Judy's, bro, Sutton, Jerry Judy, he better, like I said before, he better be what you guys are saying, or the Broncos are not doing what you guys like. Jerry Judy is the key to what you guys are saying. You said 1,300 plus yards you're expecting from this guy next season? And I don't know where you're getting that from. Coming from a 10-game season last year, banged up as
They're gonna be run centric too. That's crazy. You think he's getting 13?
Hey, scared money don't make money. Put the bread up there.
You heard me.
Because I don't know. It's hard. It's gonna be hard with Devontae Adams. I think he's obviously our number 1, but we got weapons, bro. Sutton, nah.
Sutton put up.
He's nice. He's nice.
Judy's first year didn't Sutton put up like 950, almost 1,000 yards?
Here's the thing. You just put their car over
You put
Russell
Sutton.
Wilson, right?
How much you
You're
put up
putting-
number 1?
Listen, what I'm getting at is you just put Russell or Derek Carr over Russell Wilson, correct? You
Mhm.
just put fucking Renfro over Cortland Sutton.
No, we didn't.
So what's the issue here?
I wouldn't. So the Renfro and the Sutton, I think that's the potential. That's where the potential comes in. That's where the next season meshing could come in. Like you said, how much did Sutton? What was Sutton's
Sutton
stats
had like 500 yards last year. Because that's what everyone was saying. Because when him and Judy played together, it was who's the rule number one? Because Courtland Sutton was out playing.
So
But
we're
then
going off like a Sutton from 2 years ago because last year.
No, they're going off a Sutton with a quarterback.
I'm going straight Jerry Judy over Devontae
Potential.
Adams.
We're going off of like what could be with Russell, right? Okay. But last year, Hunter Renfro shitted on.
Oh yeah. Like
Okay.
I started this off.
Hunter
with
Renfro was the number one last
potential.
year.
I'm
Hunter
pretty
Renfro
sure
was
that's
number
what I
one, not
said.
number two last year.
Yeah. He was a dog last year,
We'll throw
bro.
that out there. He's a number one.
Well,
But Johnny,
like I said,
you got
so-
you got clarifying. Why are the Broncos ahead of the Chargers?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that.
I started this off with potential. I'm expecting Jerry Judy to
Going
put up
into the
13,
season?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, but what
Yeah,
else?
I'm not mad at it.
I just want to know why, because I mean, Jerry Judy
well-
and Russell Wilson just like as an offensive.
So
coach,
all of us,
think they're
we
carrying it?
all, other than Kobe, we all put the Raiders last to finish
Mhm.
last in the division, correct?
Yes.
So I'm just looking at this from an offensive
No, I
standpoint.
put Broncos.
I'm taking Russell Wilson throwing the ball to Courtland Sutton and Jerry Judy, them putting up more numbers or bigger, better numbers than
the Chargers.
the Chargers, Mike Williams and Keenan Allen.
Okay.
That's how I'm looking at it. Not that that's better. I'm
Right,
not saying
right.
that, but from a number standpoint, yes.
Okay. So you like the Chargers, let's say roster better. But
Oh,
you
that's the
think
best roster.
But not offensively,
far,
not
yeah.
talking about the defense, but offensively, you like the roster better than the Broncos, but you think the Broncos just have a better offensive season?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. If that's what you're projecting, that. So if that's what you're saying.
Yeah, I
that's what
mean the
you're saying.
Chargers, like I said, they're
I
not
just
going to have to
needed-
put up big numbers.
I just needed it said that we think the Chargers have a better roster offensively.
Yes.
That's what I wanted said out loud. Okay, Trent.
All had Chargers winning the division.
But that's because
Yeah.
a lot of that's because they have the best defense.
I mean,
As long
but-
as we mesh like we're supposed to. Yeah.
Go ahead, Trent. Give me your offenses.
Well, I feel like we all obviously all agreed that this is one of the best divisions we've seen. So honestly, I feel like there's no wrong answer. Like it's all interchangeable. But I have the Raiders just because of the firepower, the weapons. I have them at number one. But to your point, I think they have the worst defense. So that's why I had them tied for last. Then I have the Chiefs second or Chargers. I feel like they're flip-flopping. I had the Broncos.
You the Chiefs second, or flip a
I,
coin with the
like I
Chargers?
said, yeah, flip a coin with them. I'm still sold on Mahomes. I don't feel like he's the best player in the league.
And you have
So,
Broncos last.
but like I said, I feel like you could swap any of those teams out. Really, there's no clear
I just
cut.
want to hear what you're saying. My
Yeah.
wife was coming.
As far as firepower and weapons wise, I like the Raiders. I feel like they're the true number one for me as far as offenses.
Mhm.
And then the rest I'm fine. You could swap them out any order. It doesn't matter to me.
But you went Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos. That's what you said.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Johnny, our defense does us that bad to where we're 8-9 with the best offense.
I just feel like the Chargers defense is that
possible.
much better.
And our
Bro.
defense did that to us last year.
Bro, but it's so crazy.
You
got
got
it.
to
9-8.
also
You act
think about
like-
what you're
Right.
going to do in that division. You guys have to play each other. You have
Yeah.
to see fucking Bosa and Khalil
Six-
Mack twice.
6 games.
gonna be
6
blood.
games against the top offense. Honestly, all 4 of your offenses will be top 10 next year.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
let's
if
be
they
honest,
stay
like,
healthy, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
ridiculous. The only difference is your defense is going to be bottom 10 next year, where the Broncos and the Chargers defenses are going to be top 10.
I think
Name me. Okay, you're a Raiders.
Yeah, I
fan,
mean,
so
you
would know
can't
this.
do.
You would
Please
know
don't
this
do
better than
this.
me. Name me
Because,
a
I
corner.
mean,
Name me
you're
one corner
talking-
on your team. Name
corner.
me one. Name me your number one corner on your team. Just do
Oh,
it. Please.
I
I need to
had-
know your
I
number
had-
one corner. Please, you can't. You don't have it because you don't know his name because he's nobody.
That list ain't getting longer over there, Bucko.
All they have is Jonathan Abrams, I
no.
think, still in the secondary.
Yeah,
I don't know
safety.
anybody else.
But he is underperforming. He is not
He hasn't
having
been good since what the Jets.
Well, he got hurt though, right?
Not Jonathan. The Raiders drafted Jonathan Abrams, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they did.
They drafted him like 2-3
I'm not
years.
thinking
Yeah,
about
2 years.
I thought he injured his
Safety.
shoulder.
He's a
He
safety.
had a bad
yeah.
like shoulder surgery or something.
That was his rookie year though, right? He didn't do shit last year, or was that last year he got hurt? Either way,
I don't know
he's
either
been
way.
he's been unimpressive. And the fact that you can't name me a corner just lets me know that your secondary is doo doo.
That should tell you enough about your
Well, the
defense.
thing,
And you're
you're
going
going
up
to
against-
hopefully not have to cover for long because you got two fucking demons
No,
coming
but
off the
it doesn't-
edge.
It doesn't matter though. And you want to know why I know it doesn't matter? Look at Washington's defense the first 8 weeks of the season last year. We had Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, and Chase Young. Our defensive line's better than the Raiders' defensive line right now. And guess what? Our secondary got torched because they ran 3-second hot routes and just burnt.
Who's
Just
defense?
absolutely, you get open. Our defensive line's better than your defensive line, Washington's. And our secondary was the worst secondary in the NFL because 3 seconds, you just do a drop back, quick slant. Your corners will get toasted by Keenan Allen, Mike Will, Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Juju, McCole Hardman. Like your secondary is so bad. Your division games, you're gonna have to score 35 points.
So that's
why
gonna
you're
be a turning
lacking.
point. If their defense shows up, they're having a stellar year.
If the Raiders secondary can cover for 5 seconds,
We
they'll
have
be a good
no
defense.
we have no
Yeah.
outstanding secondary players.
So
No,
I got a quick question. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. I just want some quick answers. If there's one team in this division to underperform, and I'm talking come out and shit the bed, what team do you guys think that is?
Chargers.
Chargers.
They have
Chargers.
probably
Chargers.
top 2 roster in the fucking league.
Yeah,
Them
because
and the
under
Bucks.
under
Well,
Yeah, our
and-
expectations and what
Yeah.
can possibly happen.
underperforming for the
Chargers.
Chargers, they could go 9-8 and it's underperforming because they
For
need
sure.
they should win that division.
This roster, yeah.
But
I
the
just wanted to ask that real quick.
But the team that could really drop the ball, I think the Chargers, the worst they do is like
it's the Broncos,
8-9
man.
wins. Yeah, but the Broncos could literally shit the bed.
Yeah.
From what we've
Like, what they did,
they could go like that. They could be terrible with Russell Wilson being in a new system and all of that.
Don't they got a first-year head coach too? If I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken?
Apparently, Russell Wilson has his own office in that building already, too.
Yeah. What's his name? The head coach of the Broncos. He came from Green Bay. So they thought they were bringing him over for fucking Aaron Rodgers. I can't think of his name right now. And I hate myself for it.
I have no idea.
Oh my god.
And I don't care either.
Yeah, but yeah, he's a first year head coach. He was Aaron Rodgers' quarterback coach.
Yeah.
Now he's the head coach. So the Broncos could drop the ball
Yeah, they
bad
could.
because of all of that.
and I
but-
think they will. I can't wait.
All right. Yeah, so defenses. Let me hear it.
We have
Well, obviously we know who's last.
We know who's last. It's the Raiders. So Kobe, go ahead and give me your defenses because you're gonna be the only one that doesn't put the Raiders last. You're gonna have them first.
I'm not just gonna be
He
talking.
said he's a realist.
realist.
To be completely honest, though,
They're
the Chiefs
third.
defense.
They're third. The Chiefs are fourth. I've been saying they're the worst the whole time. But
Yeah,
the Chiefs defense is
yeah.
ass.
Yeah,
I actually
I
have
mean,
the Raiders third.
And he lost Tyrann
Max
Mathieu?
Crosby and Chandler Jones.
I have the
Who
Raiders
else?
third.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are bad. I just give Kobe a
Yeah.
hard time.
On my list, I have the Chiefs last.
You got Nate Hobbs. If you ask me too quick, like people like that.
What's his name?
Kobe's
52 for the
Google.
Raiders. Denzel.
Perriman.
Parrott. Yeah, he's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a dog in the middle. We used to have.
Trayvon Moe. He's
All right,
safe.
you can go ahead and put the roster sheet down. Where do you have your defense?
I had our best backfield, and those were our safety. We don't have an outstanding cornerback. We don't. I mean, and our
I know
defense-
you just named Nate
division, our
Hobbs. That was
defense,
the
in my
name
opinion-
that came up.
I mean, our defense between us and the Chiefs, obviously, and then I think that's a good one. The Chargers and the Broncos. I think it's going to have to be the Broncos and then the Chargers as the best, in my opinion.
Really?
The Broncos, it's and that I don't know. The Broncos secondary is so freaking dangerous, man. But the solidness and the all around of the Chargers, I put between the line and the linebacker and the backfield, I think overall. they're better.
I mean, here's the thing: they're not going to have to cover for very long. You got two of the best pass rushers in football on
For
opposite
sure.
sides. If your tackles aren't fucking good, you're going to get eaten alive.
I mean, that's the same thing we could say about the Raiders, like you said. Like,
Go ahead, Johnny. Give me your defenses in order.
Chargers by far. I
Right,
mean,
it's not close.
yeah.
We can
Then-
all say Chargers are the best, right? Like, you don't gotta name.
Yeah, it's
I
not even a
have
question.
Broncos 1, but you go ahead, Johnny.
I just don't see it. I mean,
Over your own team, I'm shocked.
Just- No, I got you. Go ahead, Johnny.
yeah, I got Chargers, Broncos, Raiders, Chiefs. Who the fuck plays for the Chiefs on defense anymore?
good question.
I don't know.
Just got rid of
Yeah.
Madai, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Matthew, I have no idea.
All right, Tyson, I'm
Yeah.
interested. You have my attention.
Okay, so I got Broncos 1.
Hackett's his name. That's the coach. That's the coach.
Yes,
That's
the
coach.
Theo Hackett or something.
Yep,
Yeah, you're
yep,
right.
That's the coach.
You're right.
I was literally
Okay.
thinking that the whole fucking time. I was so angry.
So I do have the Broncos 1 solely because last year they had the third best defense. You got year 2 with PS2, Patrick Surtain. and they got Randy Gregory. I know y'all don't like him, but what they did last year on defense with that terrible offense that they had, top 3, I see them repeating the same way. The Chargers, we could easily be number 1 on paper, but we just have to mesh and get it right. Khalil has to show up like the Khalil we know. Joey Bosa has to stay healthy. Derwin has to stay healthy. Our secondary is great. We don't have any middle linebackers or any outside linebackers. I do like Kyle Van Noy pickup and the defensive line. You know how that is. But with that being said, on paper, we look outstanding, but we haven't seen it yet. So I got the Chargers too, because I can't put them below the Raiders and the Chiefs by no way, shape, or form. I have Raiders 3 because I do like their defensive line, but that's all I like from them. And the Chiefs, I don't like anything on their defense.
That's all I like for them. Oh man, there's absolutely no way the Broncos didn't lose anybody defensively.
They lost Bryce Callahan to us. I like that. But
that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't. They have the same defense, and they got more experience, and Randy Gregory.
Yeah, and like I said, their offense just wasn't good last year, so
and it wasn't good.
They're gonna be able to hold the ball longer.
We made the playoffs and we added players to our defense. I think we.
But everybody in your division got better. Like we get
Got
it.
Yeah,
better.
but we all got better. Yeah,
all got better. You're right. We all got better, including us as well.
Yeah, but
Slightly.
We're talking defense right now.
We're talking defense. I still have you up over the Chiefs.
You guys got better. You guys got better.
No, I'm talking about the defense. I'm talking
Chandler Jones.
overall, but
Chandler Jones. You got better.
Sure. There's no way that they're ahead of the Chargers or the Broncos defense.
You were terrible, and now you're not as terrible. Go ahead, Trent.
That's all we needed.
I mean, I think we can all agree that about the Chargers, the Broncos, but those bottom 2, the Raiders secondary not looking pretty, and then the Chiefs. I'm still waiting. Nobody named one player on their defense, and still nobody has a name to come with. So that's a problem for them.
They said Frank Clark.
They lost everybody. They have
Or is he going now?
Sneed. L'Jarius Sneed's their corner.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
They have L'Jarius Sneed.
We lighting him up. We like him.
I feel bad. He's for
nice.
Mahomes.
It's not his fault.
Mahomes is really gonna have to bring some Mahomes magic this year.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be telling to him as one of the greatest. Yeah, for sure.
Like,
but I feel like this
really
year
is.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl run, they came back from double digits every fucking playoff.
They got that white boy that gets torched all the time. What's his name? Sorensen. He's got some players.
Sorensen.
That's what I'm talking about.
They got some. I just remember watching clip after clip with Tyrann Matthews like looking like this. And Sorensen getting number 49. If you guys just need to watch a game, just watch him. Every time someone scores, Matthews like this.
Again?
Come on, bro. Oh shit. But mine.
So that's how I feel about it. What about yourself?
Mine was the Raiders. Not the Raiders. I'm laughing too hard right now. I'm making jokes in my head about Kobe's team. It was the Chargers and the Broncos, but I'm about to pull Anthony and actually switch mine around because I 100% agree with Tyson. They literally got better on defense. They got better on offense. They were number 3 last year, and if you get better, now the one thing is Hackett is an offensive. No idea. Hackett is an offensive. Coach, and they went from I forget their coach last year. Someone help me, please, God. Was defensive minded. I'll think of his name in 10 minutes when it's too late. Trust me, I'll think of it in 10 minutes after.
Per usual.
Right, but they went from a defensive minded coach to an offensive minded coach, so that might deter things for their defense. But if they were 3rd last year, they only got better. They got better on offense. They're probably gonna be again top 5. The Chargers could be top 5. But until Derwin James gives me a full season, Joey Bosa gives me a full season, Khalil Mack coming off of another injury, like Sebastian Joseph Day, he's nice, but new system. Like, I need to see it.
Brandon Staley got to put it together like he came here to do. He's defensive minded. So he just needs to put it together, but we got to see it. We have to see it.
I need to see it. And I wouldn't be surprised if you guys are top 5, but like I said, I need to see everything healthy. We need to see it better. But then at the bottom, I'm going to go. I had Raiders, Chiefs, but just for the sake of the argument, I can go Chiefs, Raiders, just because I think they're both terrible. Raiders have a good pass rush. I'm not going to gas out and say a great, excellent pass rush. I mean, we all saw Washington's defense last year with what was supposed to be one of the best pass rushes in the NFL. Talking about breaking sack records in the offseason. and we literally finished with the 26th defense. So pass rush isn't everything. I learned it the hard way. I was big on Washington's defense last year, and all we have is a pass rush, and I feel like ours is better than theirs. Personally, I could be biased. You guys can tell me I'm wrong.
No.
Right, and I mean, he named Nate Hobbs, but you guys know who Kendall Fuller is. You guys know who William Jackson is. You guys know who Landon Collins is. Those guys were getting beat.
You have to be able to guard on the back end
If
in order
Nate,
for the
if
line
Nate,
to be
if
effective at
your number
all.
one corner is Nate Hobbs, your pass rush's best friend is the secondary, and they don't have one, so they could finish that last.
I'm in trouble.
But all right, Trent, get us into your favorite topic. Let me hear these guys.
You already know.
Yeah.
I was just about to ask that. Every guest we have come on, we asked them for a future bet for the fans tuning in. I actually had two of my boys reach out, Johnny. They said, "How much does your boy know college football?" And I said, "He's the one to
I'm
go
locked-
to for
I'm
the
locked in.
picks. He's never steered me the wrong way." So go ahead. I feel like I have a feeling you guys are gonna stay in the division possibly. I don't know if you're betting on your team this year. Go ahead, one of y'all start us out with a future bet.
We got disrespected this year, as always. We're respected. I'm going 8.5 is the over and under.
That was the over under.
You guys are as good as Washington.
Right, bro. So
That's awesome.
That makes sense.
You
though.
can't say that though. Yeah, the division. They're not as good. They're better than Washington.
Relax. Tyson. Vegas has the same odds.
Right, we're
And I got something to say.
we're talking
about that, Donna.
Season, bro.
Yeah. I'm saying you take the Raiders out that division, put Washington in. What
our
does Vegas
win
put
total
theirs?
is 4.
Yeah.
Right.
Four.
3.5.
And the Raiders in the NFC East, if you swap out Washington, put the
Any
Raiders
other
in,
division
they're
in
probably
my
still
opinion.
8.5.
What? Raiders aren't 8.5 in any division, like any division. Don't do that.
You are in yours.
I mean, I got them winning 8. I didn't even look at the Vegas shit.
So that's what it in on Kobe. You're saying
Yeah, I'm gonna take that one. 8 and 9 with the best offense alone in our division in the whole NFL.
All right, so here's the
the
thing,
best
Kobe.
offense in the NFL, right or wrong? Basically, is what we just determined.
No. We determined the best fucking offense in that division.
This is the best division in football. Is it not?
Okay, that doesn't mean single teams in other divisions can't be better.
Can't call it.
I feel that, Johnny, but Donovan, this isn't the best division in football.
The best,
It is.
best division. Yeah, you said you have the best offense in football. You don't.
Who
I'm taking the Rams offense. The Bills offense is not
the Bucks.
The Bills on paper, no, but the Bills on the field better than the Raiders because Josh Allen is head and shoulders above Derek Carr. Tom Brady and the Bucks, they've added Julio Jones. You guys aren't the best offense in football. You're the best offense in a stacked division, which is great, but you're not the best offense in football. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I think it's
Philly will probably Philly will have
arguable
better offensive numbers than you guys
now.
this year. Period.
I think it's an arguable topic.
I literally just named 4 teams better.
And I feel like I could argue with that.
So lock it in.
No, definitely
the 8.5.
Philly.
So Kobe's saying 8.5 for the Raiders. Hammer at home.
Tyson, you staying with the Chargers or was yours something different?
So I
Tyson
actually
said
have a
hammer the
different.
Raiders under.
No.
Lose your money.
I would take the 8.5. I would definitely take the 8.5. But no, I actually have a player bet. I actually have
Okay.
Joey.
I love the player ones.
Dark Horse Defensive Player of the Year at plus 2,000.
Okay.
Who
I
was
like
it?
that one.
Joey Bosa.
Bosa, defensive player of the year.
I like that.
Think about it. He's never been matched up with anybody like a Khalil Mack. So
Yeah,
all
that's
the
true.
double teams that he had last year, he's not gonna get this year. And
What's
he led the league in strip sacks last year.
What were the odds on that?
Plus 2,000.
Plus 2,000.
That's
Ooh,
crazy.
yeah, I'm locking both of those in for sure. I'm gonna
That's
sprinkle
crazy.
something on us.
I'm
And
definitely sprinkling that
before we leave this, Matt told me to say something to you, Donnie. He said, let it be known. He said he's putting money on Washington to win under 6 games, and Dallas is winning the division. He said, make sure you tell Donna on the pod that's what's happening.
Tell Matt the reason when we did the NFC East that we didn't invite him on was because of his takes like that. Like, come on now, bro. Dallas is the only team in that division that got worse. They're not winning the division. Period. That's
I said they're the favorite to win though.
Yeah, Dallas is always the favorite because it's fucking Dallas. How do you go 12-5 and then come in the next season with the easiest schedule in the NFL? I'll tell you why. Everyone's gonna hate me for it. The NFL being rigged. Everyone was saying, if you were ever gonna point to something to say that, I don't think players do it, refs do it, coaches no. But if you're ever gonna say something, how does a team go 12-5 with the easiest schedule in the NFL? turn around the next season.
I
Have the
don't
easiest schedule in the NFL.
think it's rigged because I feel like some of these players that have gotten dealt like
Trent,
bad hands or
stop it.
they're kicked out. If the league was rigged, Colin Kaepernick would have came out by now and been like, "Hey, I just want y'all to know this is why the
Yeah, but
the
he
league's
has no
rigged."
control.
But he's got no control over scheduling.
over who they're
The
playing.
Cowboys have to stay
He's
relevant.
just saying
bro.
if it
They're
is
the,
rigged, that's
the
how
Cowboys
it's
are
rigged.
the
Okay.
face of the NFL, no matter how you're looking at it. So if they have a bad year, all that viewership goes down. Everyone's watching those Cowboys games. The whole country
Yeah,
is
it's
a
bad
Dallas
for the
fan.
league.
It's
Yeah,
bad for the
right.
league. But what I'm saying is, if you want to sit here and tell me it's not, Washington went 7-9 and won the division with a negative record, came in the following season and had the highest or the hardest schedule based on opponent, like teams that made the playoffs, teams we played that made playoffs. We had to play the most playoff teams last year in the NFL. Dallas goes 12-5, and the only teams that they play that were in the playoffs they played 4 that were in the playoffs last year. How do you go 12-5 and only play 4 playoff teams? Make it make sense. Like, come on now. That's why they're favorites, but they're so
What
bad.
goes
They're
into
still
like
gonna drop the ball.
the
So
schedule making?
the number one team in the division plays their division. Their division plays 2 other divisions, and then the number 1 seed plays 3 number 1s.
So I was always curious. So
That's
that's
how
how
it
it
I
works.
never know.
Yeah. So for instance, last year we were 3rd in the division. So we'll play the NFC East, we play
Obviously.
the NFC North, and we play the NFC West, and then we play the 3rd team in. I want to say we play the AFC. Someone help me. The Jags,
care.
Texans, and
Um,
no, we play we play that division.
that's
And
South,
then
isn't
we
it?
play
AFC
yeah,
South.
the AFC South,
Yeah.
and then we play the worst team in the NFC or the 3rd place team in the NFC West, and basically that's how it was. So Trent, you guys were 2nd in your division, so you
Mhm.
play every team your division plays, their divisions,
Plus
and
the-
then the 2nd
Okay, I
place
see
team in
that.
other divisions, whatever
Yeah,
division
and,
that is.
and I meant to tell you, Washington and Pittsburgh have the same odds to win the Super Bowl. It's like plus 7,000.
Well, don't lose your money on that.
Hey,
I never
I'm not.
would.
I'm not putting
Why
nothing
would you
on
bet
that.
on Pittsburgh?
I mean, you saw Donna threw $300 down on
Hey,
Washington's over under. So
I'm hyped, bro. I told y'all, Washington.
What was that over under for what? You didn't go to the
8.5.
10. Oh yeah.
It
I
was
mean,
8.5. It was 8.5.
yeah. I don't feel like
They wouldn't. That's Trent. I tried to do it. They wouldn't let me bet it.
yeah, he didn't want to donate the money that day. So
No,
I
ask
talked him
Trent.
out of it.
Ask Trent. They wouldn't let me put the bet down. The odds were so crazy. They said you could not deposit a bet this big.
No,
yeah,
he's
because
not lying.
Vegas is not stupid.
That's what they said. You cannot deposit a bet. I ended up winning like $1.3 million on a $300 bet.
Yeah, it sounds like you finessing. You have some inside scoop on something.
Right. But no, but I'm so serious. And Washington could fail. Any one of our teams could come out next season and fail.
Yep.
But
I mean, that's sports in general.
if Taylor
Yeah.
Heineke wins us 7 games and Carson Wentz can't win us
Sounds
9,
good. It sounds good.
Brother, I've heard it 15 times on this podcast already. Yes, if Taylor Heineke wins us 7, the motherfucker should win us 10.
Should.
Donna do love saying that, don't he, John?
Yeah, that's his favorite line.
It came up. Well, I made the bet. That's why I made it. If we fail, we fail. But
Oh, that's funny.
I just
somebody's
put this Adams and Judy matchup. That's what I'm gonna be following the whole
That's what
season
I'm-
now.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I mean?
it
I'm
is.
excited.
Kobe didn't take it. Did he?
Did you lock that in?
Yeah,
Kobe didn't take it.
Is that good, Kobe? You can't be talking Judy down the way you were.
So
though.
are we talking yards? Are we talking receptions?
I'll
It
check-
said
I'll-
yards.
Are we
Let
talking
me-
He
defense?
said
I didn't-
yards.
Yards.
I'm not gonna hold you. I didn't really look too deep into like the personal bets, but I wish I would have for real. Because I think that I would have got something. But I just saw because I wanted to go to the over under and I knew that was gonna be disrespectful and I did that. But what were you saying about what's that one y'all talking about?
You and Jude, Devontae Adams, Jerry Judy. Johnny offered a $100
But yeah,
bet to you.
Johnny said.
Oh, word.
More yards out of the 2.
$100?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So that,
I love that. That just makes me happy.
sure. So I'm gonna be instigating. I'm gonna be texting both of y'all. Let Jerry Judy have one good game, boy. Kobe's gonna text.
Nah, because
No. Jerry Judy gonna need to have a couple good games.
I don't know. I just feel like you're really
He's fun.
sleeping on him. Yeah, for
No,
sure. I'm excited.
I'm talking about Devontae Adams though, and what Derek Carr is going to make sure, and what the Raiders are going to make sure happens with Derek Carr. Devontae Adams is still going to come to the Raiders and be the best wide receiver in the NFL, in my opinion.
I think he'll be looked at like that. But I mean, even last year, the best wide receiver, he didn't produce the best. Just because you're the best doesn't mean
Yeah.
you have to bet.
I
on
mean,
him.
In my opinion, I'm never going to say Cooper Kupp's the best receiver in football.
But he,
Yeah, I can't call it.
Yeah.
He had the best everything last year, though.
Yeah.
So what Kobe's
Triple
saying,
crown, I don't give a damn.
But here's my
He
thing:
ain't better than
when it
Devontae
comes
Adams.
to when it comes to Jerry Jeudy and Devontae Adams, Jerry Judy's sharing targets with Cortland Sutton, right? Deep threat guy, cool, whatever.
Now, don't do whatever. That was like the who's better, right? Like,
Yeah, I'm taking Sutton over. I'm taking Sutton over.
Like,
Stop! Why are you always cutting somebody off? I'm taking Sutton over Renfro, but when you have a tight end, the Broncos just got rid of Noah Fant. Who's their tight end? You can't name him. Who's Derek Carr's best friend in this offense that they're bringing Devontae Adams into? 6'6" Darren Waller, who's gonna have matchup nightmares now that Devontae Adams on the other side. So the volume's gonna drop, but don't be surprised when Devontae Adams has a safety up over top now to where he's not getting deep balls, and Darren Waller's wide open over the middle.
And it's not Aaron Rodgers throwing him the football.
It's not Aaron Rodgers throwing him the
factor
football.
into it.
you think Devontae Adams didn't get double? He got double teamed all last year. He always gets double teamed.
He had 30 targets a game.
And what were his numbers last year? I didn't
Stop
look
it.
too-
He had 13 targets a game.
It seemed like
thing
30
is,
though, didn't it?
you're getting
Sure
less
did.
targets
He
from
had-
a
he had,
quarterback who's
what was
not
it?
as good.
Was it-
Is what I'm getting at.
Was it 18 or 19
Like-
targets in that playoff game?
It was a lot.
Renfro,
I think it was 18 or 19.
we're talking
in
him
that,
down a little bit.
49ers game.
He can beat one. He can beat one-on-ones.
Bro,
Darren
he did
Waller-
it all last season.
I mean,
No,
all
I-
these guys
I
can
love-
beat one-on-ones,
I
but the
love
ball,
Waller.
you're
I
not
think
throwing.
Waller-
You're not throwing the ball 40 fucking times every game.
No, you have Josh
You
Jacobs.
guys are
Bell cow.
assuming that there's going to be problems between players that are going to cause.
I don't think there's
I
going to be
don't-
problems, Kobe. It's just a simple fact of
So,
life. On a pass,
there's
you
only
have
one
football and
football.
3 wide open guys. Like, I'm not saying it's going to cause a problem. Devontae Adams isn't a diva. Darren Waller isn't a diva.
It's like the same as
Hunter
basketball.
Renfro's not
You
a
put
diva.
the top 3 scores.
You put Kyrie, KD, and James
There's
James
only
Harden.
one. There's only
together.
one basketball.
For sure.
They're not all gonna drop
I don't think
35.
that's that though. That's not that. Like we're talking about Devontae Adams,
Okay.
Darren Waller, who's coming off of an
But
injury.
regard- There's
So-
only one football.
For
So
sure,
the
but
other way you
Adams
can
is
look
still
at this.
number one. Don't
The
get
other
it
way,
twisted.
He
right.
is,
And the other way
yeah.
you could look at
And
this
it's
is
still
look what
not Aaron
happened
Rodgers
when
either.
in Pittsburgh when it was Antonio Brown and Juju and
Bell.
Claypool. And wasn't Claypool there Antonio Brown's last year when Juju went crazy and Antonio Brown didn't do
No.
I
anything?
don't think so.
No.
Oh, so it was just you only sharing targets with Juju that year. And Juju outperformed Antonio Brown because Antonio Brown was getting the coverage and Juju was open.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised when Devontae Adams is getting the coverage, which is leaving your good route runner in Hunter Renfro and your 6'6" tight end Darren Waller open.
Which will last for so long.
As long as it don't get it, the game plan's gonna be Devontae Adams. That's gonna last all
That'll
season.
never change.
That'll
yeah.
never change. Like that'll never change. They will
If Hunter
let
Renfro's you're gonna let Hunter
You're gonna
Renfro
let
beat
Hunter
you, not
Renfro
Devontae
win.
Adams.
Exactly.
Yeah, facts.
And I feel like that's how it was. And you guys can say, like, yeah, obviously Aaron Rodgers is hands down 3 heads are better than Derek Carr. But Devontae Adams last year was the number one. Devontae Adams is getting the ball, and he still did his damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Everyone came into the Packers knowing Devontae Adams is number one. He's going to get the ball.
And that's why I asked what we were going off of for the season. Devontae Adams put up dumb numbers. Look at his receptions last year.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
he's not
So
gonna have
I
that
was
many
just
receptions. He's not
watching,
gonna have
like
that many
looking at
targets. And his yards are gonna
I think it's
be
going to be too far off, though.
I was looking at some of the clips just
We need that
maybe 3 days ago. You need to go and look at some of the coverages whenever Devontae Adams is getting fucking mauled at times, and Aaron Rodgers is just putting the ball in the fucking perfect spot to where he's just going to win.
Yeah, and Tyson wasn't far off when he said 30 targets a game. Like Devontae Adams was probably the most targeted receiver last year.
Easily. I don't even think
And
it's
the
close.
thing is Derek Carr doesn't need to force it to Devontae Adams because he's got 2 other guys.
Yeah.
Like that just is what it is. Devontae Adams, they worked the system to give him the quick slants to outs. They got him involved in the game and let him do what he needed to do. But that's why Johnny said yards and not who has a better season. But I still think Devontae Adams has more touchdowns. I think Devontae Adams has more receptions.
Yep.
I think that's a very easy statement to make. And I don't think I'm going out on a limb saying that. But yards is the one thing that I think if Jerry Jeudy was gonna win at, it's that because Jerry Jeudy isn't gonna see a triple team. He's not gonna get boxed.
I'm not.
And Jerry Jeudy, they can't put 8 guys. They can't. They have to bring guys down because they have Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon.
That's why we put money on it. It's my opinion. Your opinion. That's all it is.
But
See
All
if
right,
he's
y'all.
gonna be fine.
That I told you so hits different when you taking some money from him too.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
We're gonna
All right,
see.
y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in for episode 11 of the No Nonsense Sports Podcast.